The Bearcast is live. Week 7 is upon us of high school football season. Beautiful night here in West Branch, Iowa for a Class 2A tilt between the visiting Anamosa Raiders and the West Branch Bears. The last time the Raiders were in West Branch, John, 1939. I'm sure you and Randy Sexton on the sideline remember that game so well, but completely different era, completely different teams. And both of these teams have a lot to play for tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Both qualified for the playoffs already, but Butch always used to talk about springboard games. And this would be one that he would probably remind the kids that you got 2 more games left in regular season. Big game next week with Bellevue. It'll probably, hopefully, decide the district championship. And you want to come out of this game like you're springboarding in the next week with some momentum, figure some things out that'll work next week, and have some momentum going into the playoffs.
And for an October football game, it's October 10th. We'll talk a little bit more about something special on that date later. But Barney, for an October 10th, this is about as good as weather as you can have. Obviously, with the cooler temperatures coming in tonight, the field is starting to get a little bit of wetness on it, but we can talk about field conditions later.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've been so spoiled this year with our weather. This might be the first game all year where it almost feels a little bit like football weather.
Almost like I see you with a sweatshirt on there. Whether you need it or not, it's the first night we've been able to feel that. But you sit down, buckle in. We are about 17 minutes and 35 seconds from actual kickoff. We're going to take a short break here. We'll be back with you for the national anthem, and then we'll go through pregame all the way up to kickoff. You're immersed in West Branch football on WestBranch.Football.com. Week 7 of the high school football season. Let that marinate a little bit. 7th week out of 8 regular season games. The weather's still beautiful tonight for a football game, more than likely. And the Bears are sitting at 4-2. Before we talked last week at Tipton, a nice 43-16 victory, by the way. We talked and playoff picture was a little cloudy. Now it's there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, but first things first, the Bears need to play well against a good Anamosa team here tonight.
Oh, there's no doubt. This is another challenge, and I think that's what we want. I mean, this is high school football. This is how you want the season to end, with 2 critical games in order for us to ultimately have the chance of winning a district championship. So we let a couple games slide a little bit earlier in the season, put ourselves in a position, but everything has worked out well for us now that if we just do what we have to do and be who we are, we can control our destiny.
And speaking of being who they are, right now the West Branch football team is the 3rd leading offense as it pertains to rushing yards in all of Class 2A. Just shy of 1,500 yards rushing. Anamosa on the other side of the football only gives up 75 yards. So if you do that math, about 430 yards is all they've given up. West Branch has rushed for 1,500. So this is one of those, their strength against your strength, line it up. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, something's got to give. I mean, they're big, they're physical, but we're playing pretty well too on offense as well. And when we came in this year, we said we want to control the trenches. We want to run the football, and we've done a really good job. Offensive line has come together, gotten better and better week by week. Our backs are running the ball hard. Our receivers are blocking on the outside. We need to complete some more passes, and we'll get that into our game as well. But offensively, been really proud of what we've been doing on offense.
Now talk about this. It's senior night here tonight. 17 seniors are going to be playing their last regular season home football game here at the Little Rose Bowl. What is this, as a first-year coach here, what has this senior class meant to you?
Oh, man. I don't know how I can put it into words. Each one of them are special. They're just unbelievable kids. They've done everything that they've been asked to all year. They've fought through adversity for 4 years. They had to put up with me for the last year, but they really have come out and given everything they have. They're a family. I want each of them to know, and I'll tell each of them tomorrow night how much they mean to me and how much my door is always open to them no matter what. And they're all going to be successful because they have that in their DNA. They're just hardworking kids, and they give everything they got every day, and they're just an extremely tight group for me.
I'm not sure what else we can ask other than that. It's going to be a great game here, a great night for football, as always, here in West Branch. Anamosa, West Branch. The winner is still alive, a district Class 2A District 5 for a possible championship. Loser's still going to make the playoffs. Congratulations, your ticket's been punched there. That's just step number 1. The rest of it, hopefully here in about 15 minutes.
You got it. Go Bears.
Go Bears. Pronounce your name for the crowd out there.
Reese Gingrich.
There are so many ways you can hear it, but you heard it from him. It's Gingrich. I've probably made the mistake of mispronouncing it once or twice. Let's be honest. So tell me about this. A couple things I want to ask you. We're going to start with this. Word on the street is you do a very good chimpanzee impersonation.
Oh boy.
Something tells me. I heard you used to go to a babysitter at the school nurse's house. You used to go with Lincoln Neighbor and you. Yep. You'd watch chimpanzee videos. Tell us about it.
We'd put on Animal Planet, and it'd be chimpanzees in the rehabilitation center, and then it would be apes, and then on next was Steve Irwin in the wild.
Now, did you ever go out and do Steve Irwin in the backyard, or was it just chimpanzee?
Just the chimps.
With your brothers?
Yeah.
Can you still do it now? The people that you got to give them what they want. All right. Well, let's move on to more important things, like when you were in kindergarten. Okay. I know this guy. If you don't know about Reese, he's a very outdoorsy guy. He likes to hunt. He likes to fish. He likes just to be outdoors and get his hands dirty, get out in nature. Mm-hmm. As a kindergarten kid, he thought we were going fishing one night. You decided to fill your pocket with worms.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
We didn't have any worms at home, and I wanted to go fishing, and it had just rained. Just rained at school, so at recess I went out and picked up probably 2 dozen worms.
Well, it turns out that wasn't the only time you did this, correct? You did it again? Now, did you use those for when you were fighting the chickens?
Yeah.
Cameron, you and your brother, he said you guys used to have wrestle chickens. Is this true?
There was some beef between that rooster and us.
Yeah, did you use those worms that you got from the playground?
Had to keep him distracted.
All right, back to football now. Bears are 4-2 at this point, going into a big game tonight against Anamosa. The winner is still alive in the district for the district championship. And the Bears want to be that team on senior night. It's a pretty special night.
Last hurrah, really. Last year to give it my all. Hopefully I can execute in every way that I can and help the team out.
What has being a West Branch Bear football player meant to you?
Well, it just shows that the community comes together and all the kids come together and try and some other teams.
Works for me. That works. I don't know about you guys, but that works for me. I know you're very close with your brothers, and Cameron played football, and I know your mom, dad are big supporters. They're always around, whether it's football or soccer or golf. Yep. They're always around. Yep. You talk about those sports and just all the things that you've done in high school and maybe what you're going to do after.
Yeah. Well, started as a freshman, or as 8th grade summer, started with baseball, then went straight into soccer season after that, and golf at the same time, and got to start varsity, luckily, and went to state my freshman year for soccer, and then sophomore year went to state again. Just been working hard.
Well, excuse me, you're one of the leading kickers in the state for touchbacks. Okay, obviously that's an individual stat, but let's think about that. I know last week in an interview after the game, people heard something that they may not have ever heard before, and obviously we've said this behind the scenes too. Coach Randy Sexton, Barney, as everybody knows him, is a junior high football director.
Yep.
Since he's been coaching, he said at West Branch he's seen 2 kids that he thought could be a big-time Division I kicker. One of them was Josh Grebon. You know where he kicked? Iowa State for 3 years. Mm-hmm. The other kid was you. Do you remember the day he told you that and what it meant?
Yeah, I think it was a home game in 8th grade, and I had 2 touchbacks that game, my first ever, and they were, I think it was against Anamosa, actually. Yep, and then he came up to me, he's like, you got something special, and if you really wanted to, you could take it away.
All right, well, this is your last chance as a senior. Your interview here, senior night. Give him a message.
Show up, support, and let's go Bears.
I think that's pretty good. That's a kicker.
The Bearcast is currently in a break. We'll be right back. The Bearcast is currently in a break. We'll be right back. The Bearcast is currently in a break. We'll be right back. The Bearcast is currently in a break. We'll be right back. The Bearcast is currently in a break. We'll be right back.
School marching band directed by Jamie Flanagan.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Bearcast. I'm the voice of the Bears, Jason Miller, along with the coach, John Hirschman, on color commentary, and Coach Randy Sexton on the sideline, giving us all in the action from that point of view. Here's what you need to know. It's West Branch. It's Anamosa. Both teams have 2 wins and 1 loss in Class 2A District 5. That is tied for the second best record in the district, along with Alburnett, who beat West Branch just a couple of weeks ago. Bellevue who is undefeated in Class 2A District 5, is Anamosa's only mark against them in district play. Fun stats tonight. I tell you what, let's talk about Anamosa. I'll give you some players and give you some stats. Running back Hudson Scranton, 831 rushing yards on the season, is the number 3 has the number 3 most rushing yards on the season in District 5. His quarterback teammate Riley Shaw has thrown for 583 yards. Now, when he throws the football, he's looking for 6'4", number 9 on the field, Adam Brophy, 36 catches, 421 yards. You do the math, John is a numbers guy. You do the math, that's about 72% of his passing yards are going to one guy. But here's the stat a couple more stats, and then we're going to kick it off here, Hirsch. Anamosa is the only team in the entire district that has a 500-yard rusher and a 500-yard passer. But the fun stat tonight, let's bring West Branch into the equation here, Hirsch. They're not going to trick you. West Branch is going to come at you, try to power the football up front, try to beat you on the line of scrimmage, as shown by their 1,477 rushing yards on the season, which is number 3 in the entire Class 2A. But Anamosa's strength, stopping the run, only giving up 75 yards per contest. Something's got to give tonight here at the Little Rose Bowl.
Yeah, like I said earlier, too, this needs to be a springboard game for West Branch with one more game after this and the district title up for grabs. But like Butch always said, you want a springboard game late in the season to get you momentum into the playoffs. It's a good team. Anamosa is 3-3, but they lost to 2 3A teams, and then they lost in a pretty close game to Bellevue. I've seen some Bellevue film there for real.
And when you look at, we talked about some of their guys, and looking at West Branch now a little bit with their individual play, Coach Sexton will bring you in. We talked about Scranton being the number 3 rusher in the district. Well, West Branch's Keaton Gates is number 2, and he didn't play one game because of illness. And number 4 in the district, his brother Cooper Gates. The Bears are going to come at you on the ground. As Hirsch said, I like that. That's a springboard. And what was, you were up in the bus barn in pregame when they were talking as a team up there, Barn. What are some things that you heard up there that are good, strong messages for the people who know?
You know, the best thing about that, going up into the bus barn, is the just to be able to see the kids' eyes. And I'll tell you what, this team was locked in. Coach Hughes just some good, just saying some positive things about, let's roll early. But overall, this team is just really locked in. Hopefully we play that way.
He was talking to me earlier. We were texting today, and he heard him. There was a strong message brought to the team last night. Won't go into detail on it. But one of the things that was said, he said, you ought to have attitude. You ought to have energy. Want to win the day, but shake and bake. Shake and bake. Have some fun with it. Hirsch, this is a big game. Both teams, as you said earlier, have already qualified for the playoffs. But this game for West Branch has big implications. If they can get up early and win this game, they still have a shot at the number 1 seed in this district.
Yeah, and that's big. You want to have as many home games in the playoffs as you can. But most importantly, you want to go in the playoffs with momentum, and you want to have a 2-game win streak going into that here with 2 big games. Well, longer than 2-game win streak.
Yeah.
But I mean, looking good against 2 good teams the last 2 weeks of the season. That's important.
West Branch's announcer is talking about their offensive starters right now. Offensive line is still the same. From right to left, 67 is Bodie Moorhead. Finn McCullough, 51 at center, 55, the only underclassman, Shea Kinzinger. On the left side at guard, Big Mike Montgomery, and next to him is senior Lincoln Neighbor. Running backs, 36 Connor Capper. Number 1 is Cooper Gates, and number 32, Keaton Gates. And your quarterback tonight, number 5, Brennan Dale. Receivers, number 8, Brandon Peterson, and number 33, Nolan Staker. It's senior night, and a couple things you're going to notice. Of those 11 players, only 2 of them are underclassmen. So a big senior class. A big senior message is hoping to be put on this field tonight. West Branch needs to come out strong. It's senior night. They need a win, as Coach Hirschman said. Try to build some momentum. And kicker Reese Gingrich is going to tee it up as the Bears will kick it from right to left on my dial, on your TV, to the north. Not much wind to speak of. The field is a little bit wet. Barney, you've been down there. Ginrich's kick is low. It's a knuckler, but it's going to fly into the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders will take it over at the 20. So field conditions, when I was down there, Barney, in the pregame, with that temperature, it's starting to bring up a little moisture from the field. But, I mean, from a temperature perspective, obviously it's gorgeous.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The field does have a little bit of a glaze to it. I'm thinking that, my Pro Ked tennis shoes are a little bit slicker than maybe those cleats will be. But, this field is in such incredible shape for this time of the year.
One thing you're going to notice if you're watching this or if you're just listening, Anamosa may have the biggest front line that the Bears have seen from a weight and size perspective all year. They're going to come out similar to West Branch, Couple wing right, tailback straight ahead is Scranton up the middle. Hit right at the line of scrimmage, bounces forward for maybe a yard or two. First contact by Big Mike. Good job by the Bears on first down. Well, we've said that. Barney's been with me for a few weeks, Coach Hirschman as well. One thing Bears have done well is first down defense. Raiders aren't taking any time. They're coming out twins left, twins right. Scranton, the only back behind Shaw. Looking to pass, looking out to the flat. Got that man, Brophy. We talked in pregame, trying to fight for yardage. Trepanier, nice tackle there by the Bears to set up third and short. Kind of took what he was given there, John. Just that was what the receiver, it's all they were given, and he made a good throw and a great catch. Double wings here.
Anamosa's no huddle, playing with a little tempo, and check with me here on third down with her coach.
7 in the box for West Branch against 8. Handoff off the left is to Scranton. He's got a first down ahead to around the 35-yard line at the 34. That's a gain of 6. And the Raiders keep the chains moving. My man Tucker Tiley's up here getting a cookie. His dad's a assistant coach, Jared Tiley. You are welcome, big guy. Now the Raiders, come out trips left on 1st and 10 at the at their own 34. Scranton. The Raiders looking like they want to run the clock as much as they can here. Taking a lot of time. There's a handoff straight up the middle. Gets one hit first by Mike, but he bounces off of it. Nice gain by the running back there, out for about 4 yards. Tell you what, the Bears are getting a good crash, good slant off their ends, John. Just can't get contact to bring him down.
Yeah, and Anamosa's running that no huddle. If you talk about running clock, they're checking with their coach, trying to see what play the coach is going to signal in.
They keep getting it down to about 15 seconds. Now there's passing out to the flats, and it's incomplete. Receiver was open. The Bear defender out there was Trepanier, fighting off the block, was probably going to be right on it. So now this puts them in a 3rd and short 7, long 6. Staying in that trips left. Single set out here to the right is Bray Harmon. Head up on Griff Seidel.
Got an H-back. This is empty, kind of a quads look.
Kind of that sniffer back, so to speak. Might be now Brophy, that receiver we talked about, coming inside. Roll left here. Got it. The rush is on. Keaton gets on him, is slipping. Rushes on, and he is going to go down for a loss. Keaton put him in the crusher with a little help from his big brother, Cooper. A loss of, we're going to call it 2 to the 36. Bear defense holds. Bear, his first look, John, was to that trip side and maybe try to get a bubble, but it wasn't there. And then it was a jailbreak, and the Bears were on it.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a little bit of confusion, too, and they're shifting into that formation. The guy that moved in to the tight end spot was a little hesitant moving there.
Hunter, number 21, is Zeke. There's a flag on the play. Peterson gets it, has a little run on the outside, taken down out of bounds, but the flag on the play is probably going to take that on West Branch. Let's wait for it. What do we got? Holding on the Bears at the 49 of West Branch. Sorry for the big noise there in a second. I slipped and the headphone fell off. But the penalty's really not going to hurt him that much. That's about where Peterson returned the ball to. So the penalty should take the ball back. Oh, they're going to take it from the 48 of West Branch, 10 yards. So the Bears will take over 1st and 10. Their first offensive set at their own 38.
Floor must be a little greasy up there too, huh?
Yes. My pro kids just lost their traction as well, Barn.
West Branch is expecting to see some kind of a 5-man front here. They're kind of uncertain if it'd be 5-2 or 5-3. Basically a 3-4 with outside linebackers walked up to make it a 5.
And the Bears come out in that set up in a double wing here. Keaton Gates on the left hip of Dale. Now Cooper switches over to the right, double wing to the right. Peterson set up singled out here on the left. Drops back to pass, looks for Brandon's, got him at about the 45, slips forward, out of bounds at around the 49. I think it's going to be first down yardage. And it is. An 11-yard gain. Actually going to say a 10-yard gain. And it is a 1st and 10. Nice little play coming out. You haven't seen that much all year. The Bears have usually come out and tried to be physical.
Well, that's an important play, too, because they're trying to creep the safeties into the box to help stop the run. So this corner's one-on-one with Brandon and leaving a lot of room for that kind of play.
They got 8 in the box. Straight ahead handoff is to Keaton going up to midfield, and that is it. There is a white jersey wave. Give him 2 yards, 2nd and 8 for the Bears. Just over 8 minutes on the clock here in the first quarter.
We'll be coming back to that hitch to Brandon or Staker on the other side, or Maddox, whoever's in there, but they're playing off coverage with both corners, so they're giving us that.
In the first game, they ran what appeared to be cover 4, where the safeties are kind of coming down hard, again, to help on the run support, so we might get some post work, too, here.
It's a double wing to the right again. Keaton Gates gets a quick pitch to the right, cuts it inside across midfield, across the 45, still on his feet. We'll say he gets to the 44 of Anamosa. A nice 5-yard gain or 6-yard gain for 3rd and very manageable here for West Branch. Nice job by that right side, kicking it out. Bodie Moorhead, nice block to free it up.
Yeah, and that was with Anamosa with 8 guys in the box, and the safety was creeping pretty close to the box, too. It was almost 9 guys in the box. Still a good run.
Stat line inside the game. Keaton Gates is at 879 on the season now. So not too far from 1,000 if the Bears can do it. In that wishbone formation, straight handoff off the left side is to Keaton. Bounces off the first 2, barely back to the line of scrimmage. But that white jersey Raider team has got everybody in the kitchen sink in the box, and that time their numbers beat West Branch's numbers. Brings up 4th and 2. I think the Bears are going to punt this to try to play the field position game. Staker comes on. The Bears are in punt formation. Could be one of those things here. He's always got the option of running it. Should they give him on that rugby, if they aren't out playing it, he could. He's just going to punt it away. It is high in towards the right corner. Stay in bounds. It bounces into the end zone. Almost tipped back in, but not good enough. It is a touchback. Raiders are going to take over 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line for their 2nd possession.
It's a good punt, just a bad bounce.
Seidel tried to keep it in play, just he was already in the end zone when he touched it. So the Bear defense comes back, sticks on the field. Who wants to strike first?
When you got 2 teams that both have good defenses, they both want to run the ball, and they both have really good kickers. We were watching their kicker.
Goodness.
He's got about as good a leg as Reese Ginrich.
Clausen Tubbs.
This game could come down to field goals.
Heavy to the right. And there's the handoff. Cuts to the middle is Scranton. Has to bounce off one of his own guys. We'll say he gets 3 before he runs into the middle of that West Branch humanity. Gates and Moorhead are off the pile. Again, West Branch on first down has been very good this season on defense. Raiders are hurrying up. Trips left. And we talked about Adam Brophy, number 9, is their leading receiver. He's left, middle of the side of the left. Single set here to the right. Scranton on the left side of Shaw. Gets it, throws it out to the flat. It's tipped. Goes out of bounds. Big Mike got his paw on it to get a little misdirection. It goes incomplete. Good job by number 77 there, putting his hands up like you're supposed to on the defensive line. Puts the Raiders in the 3rd and short 8, long 7 situation. Senior night here in West Branch. He announced, if you didn't know, Mike Montgomery's going to go play football at Ohio University. Third and 7 for the Raiders. Twins left, twins right. Brody on the right side off the slot. He's looking right away at that guy. He throws it. He's got his man. He slips. Makes a does he have it? That is an incredible catch. Wow. He slips coming out of his break, Coach Hirschman. Leaps around that 6'4" frame, does everything he could, and makes a catch at the 40.
Yeah, he slipped on that turf just like we saw you do earlier.
Yes. He's a little bit more athletic, and
he recovered quicker than you did.
Yes, I still haven't. What a play. If there were a replay, perhaps the ball was on the ground, but it doesn't matter at the high school. It's complete. Straight ahead to Scranton's got a little break off the middle across midfield. Breaking free into the West Branch side of things. Taken down by Staker. Not before he gets to the West Branch 35, a gain of 25. As we said, this is a physical football team up front. This kid here, he and Keaton are basically the same amount of yards on the season. Now they're going tempo, trips left, single set right. They're really spread out to the left. Shows me they either want to, oh, somebody's moving, like everybody on the white team is moving. And they're going to get caught. 5-yard penalty on the Raiders. Going to walk them back 5 yards. Sometimes when tempo gets off of you're not on the same page, Coach Hirschman.
Yeah, but it's also a little bit of a chess match. They're putting their trips to the wide side of the field, and they've tried to throw 2 bubbles to it, and they've been incomplete both times. Coach Bailey doesn't want to have to put 3 guys over that, and he'll usually play to rally to those. So we've won that battle so far. We'll leave a guy closer to the box to stop the run.
And Shaw is not afraid to put his foot in the ground and get moving. They're going to run out of time. No, they're not. They call a timeout with 1 left on the play clock. Timeout Raiders. We're going to take a break. 4-5-6 remains in the first quarter. We're scoreless here in West Branch on the Bearcast.
The Bearcast is currently in a break. We'll be right back.
Back here on the Bearcast in West Branch. We're scoreless. 4 minutes, 56 seconds on the clock in the first quarter. After a nice long carry by Anamosa running back Hudson Scranton to get into West Branch field position to the 35 on the Raiders tried to get in a rush and got a 5-yard illegal procedure penalty. Now it's 1st and 15 at the West Branch 40. And here we go. Double wing, Scranton deep behind. Gets the handoff straight up off the left side. And before he can go anywhere, big Mike Montgomery is there. No gain recorded. Good job by the senior. Slicing in. 2nd and 15. The Raiders are hurrying up. Now the trips move to the right side of the field. We haven't seen that yet. Going to right side, Brophy, the leading receiver, made a great catch a few plays ago out there. Looks left, coming back on the rocket screen to Brophy. It's caught to the 35, to the 30, 25, 20. Taken down, not before he gets to the West Branch 18, 22 yards and a 1st and 10. What'd you see down there, Coach Sexton?
Exactly like you called. He just ran kind of a 3-yard in. We kind of overran it, so there's a little bit of a hold there.
It's almost like he braked his in, and he still ran another 12, 15 yards toward the middle. Had a lot of time. Power off the left here, double wing. There's Scranton. Being patient up the middle. Bounces off 1 guy, 2 guys. Slips through. Saving tackle. He's down to about the 7. 1st and goal.
That's actually number 10 carrying the ball
10
there.
carrying it, okay. That is Hudson Welton carrying the football. First and goal at the 8. Handoff is to 10 up the middle again. He tries to jump through. This time he is met by maybe his offensive lineman more than anything, but good job, good pressure off the right side of the defensive line. Capper and Moorhead are in on that, bringing up 2nd goal for the Bears, or for the Raiders.
These are some of the biggest offensive linemen we've seen probably since the Regina game. We'll see what kind of condition they're in as the game wears on.
I was kind of thinking the same thing with them going to hurry up tempo.
Well, they huddled that time.
Where is number 9 on the field? He's out to the right side, head up with Griff Seidel. There's a rollout to the right. Was looking for a guy out of the backfield. Quarterback is on the loose. Shaw gets loose, gets nice job of getting away. He was deep into the backfield. Looked like he was going to get taken down by 2 or 3 Bears. Does a great job, ends up gaining 2 yards to the 6.
Mike Montgomery did a good job turning him back. Otherwise, I think that kid had room to go all the way to the far side of the field.
3rd and goal at the 6, just over 2 minutes in the first quarter. Big game for both teams. Again, they're both 2-1 in the district, tied for second with Alburnett. West Branch's only loss is to Alburnett. Anamosa's only loss is to West Branch's opponent next week, an undefeated Bellevue team. Twins left, Twins right. Scranton back in the backfield. 3, 2. Too much time again. A second timeout burned by the Raiders. Seems like they've had a lot of confusion, as Coach Hirschman said, getting into that hurry-up tempo formation. It just hasn't worked out. And now they're 2 timeouts in, and we're not through the first quarter.
I think that time it was more just trying to see what West Branch is going to do. This is a pretty big possession here if they can put points on the board. I think they just want a good look at what we were going to do with their offensive set.
Well, and with that kicker they have, too, they know this is their down to score a touchdown. If you get to 4th down, he's probably going to kick the field goal.
Nice crowd on hand as we're looking out, and the stands are full. Student section all in pink tonight as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Wear pink. It is packed all the way around the stadium. Anamosa got a nice crowd, too. Only 45 minutes to their school, so no surprise that they traveled well. And well, here we go. Coming out of the timeout. Raiders going trips left. Single set to the right. And the big receiver is on the single set. Scranton singled up as the back off the right hip. Quarterback looking under that single set, throws it to the back corner. There's a flag before the play. If they're blowing that dead, they're saying illegal procedure on the Raiders. Now, that's obviously, you're right down in that corner where that ball was thrown, Coach Sexton. They want that matchup. Seidel, who has a pretty strong season, obviously, with 5 interceptions on the year. He's not exactly tall, and Brophy at 6'4" is definitely at an advantage there.
Yeah, no doubt. And we're playing inside there, so we're kind of giving the fade. Griff did a great job of covering that. That was going to be incomplete, so he was in good position.
So now it's 3rd and
5
11.
yards probably doesn't really hurt them if that's what they want to go back to, but
yeah,
Griff's made a lot of good plays on bigger receivers this year, so I trust him.
So 3rd and goal now at the 11. One of those formations where you're calling the play, do you try to get your quarterback on the move a little bit here to try to see if he can widen the field out. Now he's going to sit in the pocket looking across, cuts up the middle, and he does. He is met at the line of scrimmage. Lincoln Neighbor is in there. And also Capper.
They were looking to a slant to that same big receiver. If that's me, I'm not sure I like that call. If you've got height on that receiver over the corner, I don't know why you wouldn't take advantage of throwing that fade one-on-one. You throw a slant, the linebacker's in the way, which is exactly what happened.
Exactly, 100% there.
Shea Kinzinger was in on the tackle. Now that good kicker we were talking about, Zeke Clausen-Tubbs, in to attempt an officially 28-yard field goal just inside the right hash. It's down. It's not hit very well, and it barely clears the crossbar, but as long as it goes over, they're going to give you 3 points, and that's exactly what the Raiders got. 1-1-1 in the first quarter. It's Anamosa 3. They strike first. West Branch 0. Taking a break here on the Bearcast, WestBranch.Football.com.
The Bearcast.
Back on live action here. Yee. As we were dead, there was a flag thrown on the West Branch sideline. I've never seen a sideline warning on a dead ball scenario like that before, but I'm guessing that's the call. The Bears there's no walk-off on the penalty here. It's just a warning. So now the sideline needs to be a little careful. Getting it early. Coach Hughes is still talking to that sideline official, but he's not. And they're trying to have a conversation. The gentleman does not want to talk, but they're still discussing things in the middle. Still haven't seen a signal.
Well, from where that field goal was kicked, even if we've got anybody across the get-back line, I don't know why they'd care. They wouldn't have a ref working that area of the field.
Yeah, in a dead ball scenario. No, he's actually, they're saying a penalty on West Branch. Sideline warning would not be a walk-off, so this is an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, he called it a sideline.
Okay, so he called it a sideline warning, but a sideline warning would not be a penalty on the first time. So here we go again.
The call is an unsportsmanlike
That's what I
conduct on the bench. I'm not sure if he's directing at a coach or a player.
That's exactly what I thought it would be called if you're calling a flag in a dead ball scenario. They're now discussing it with the replay official. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on West Branch. So with the 15-yard penalty, this kicker will now, Zeke, my man Zeke Clausen-Tubbs is going to be kicking it from downtown West Branch to downtown West Branch. He's going to kick off from the West Branch side of things at the 45.
Well, and if that was on a coach, we need to be careful now because we know from experience that if you get two on coaches, the head coach has to leave the game and the next game.
And the next game. That's how John Hirschman got his first victory as a head coach. West Liberty.
1.5-0.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that penalty, Coach Peterson was telling me, Jay Bird, I didn't even say anything. And then a flag goes up. He's talking to me, as it were. Well, we're back to actual football. Clausen-Tubbs tees it up. Going forward, he kicks it low, deep, and out of the end zone for a touchback. West Branch is going to take over from their 20. Now, down 3-0, the Bears offense gets its second shot here. Nice job of holding the Raiders to just 3 points in that situation. But now you need to get an answer. At least move the ball a little bit to get the Raiders on their heels. Bears come out double wing left, Keaton to the left. Dale looked to pass, throws it to the side to Staker. And there's a flag on the play. Staker gets a first down across the 30. There's a flag. Looks like it might be on the sideline of the Raiders this time. Oh, they're saying sideline warning on the Raiders. Okay. Now, there won't be a walk-off on this one. It's just a warning. The result of the play is a West Branch 1st and 10 to the 30. Nice pitch and catch there. It's the second time we've seen that look, John. This time it's just the Staker instead of Peterson.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep going to that. I mean, Anamosa's sold out for the run. They've got the box loaded. They've got one-on-one on our outside receivers. So they're going to make us prove that we can throw it to them.
Well, speaking of one-on-one, Peterson well wide to the West Branch sideline. 7 yards off is his defender. Handoff up the middle is to Keaton off one guy, but is hit and then goes forward. Nice 5-yard gain. Looked like he was going to be stopped, but the little wrestler, strong little guy that he is, he's not little, 170 pounds, was moving forward. Nice 5-yard pickup. 20 seconds left in the quarter. The Bears looked like they might be content to let this one run out. Coach Tiley said waves them over, and it looks like the clock's going to run down, that we will get through one stanza here in West Branch. The end of the first quarter. Anamosa 3, West Branch 0. Buckle in. Get your coffee, your chai tea, or whatever you have to drink or eat. You've got a good football game here in West Branch. Class 2A District 5 is no joke. Anamosa 3, West Branch 0 here on the Bearcast.
The Bearcast is currently in a break. We'll be right back.
Back in West Branch, we're going to be in the second quarter. Anamosa 3, West Branch 0. The Bears offense has been slow to start, but as Coach Hirsch and Barney have said, the Raiders are selling out on the run. They've got about 13 guys on the field somehow in the box. Giving up the outside, giving up the pass. It's one-on-one situations. So far, Dale is 2 for 2, just 2 quick hits to the outside. 1 to Peterson, 1 to Staker. And that was the last play, a 5-yard carry by Gates to give the Bears 2nd and 5 at their own 35 as we begin the second quarter. First Main Street Insurance, Bearcast sponsors. They're in the booth, two down from us right now. Like to thank them for being our keynote sponsor of the Bearcast. Dale gets the snap, looking left to Rushton. Low throw, catchable football, just a little bit low. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Bears at their own 35. Again, they're giving that every time. The Raiders are backing off, going to give a 5-7 yard hitch all day long.
Well, they were. They played the corners off like that again, but they had 2 safeties deep all of a sudden that time.
Huh.
On film, they showed a lot of cover 2, but they actually will bring those safeties out to the flats. It's more of a cover 4.
Now nobody's over really too big. Peterson out left, rolling that way. He's looking for Peterson. Got him on the break. Nick pitching. The old pitch and catch from 5 to 8 is complete up to the 44. 9 yards and a West Branch first down. On the sprint out, Brennan Dale is at his best. His strength is when he's on the sprint out, he is accurate, and that's on time.
It's rare that the West Branch offense will take this philosophy of using the pass to set up the run, but we're kind of needing to do that tonight.
1st and 10 for the Bears at their own 44. Power I here, wing right. The Gates brothers. Ball fake. Dale is just a planned run off the left side. Gets tripped up. Going to be Justin. They're going to say he went out of bounds at the 49, but that's a 5-yard carry. Great job there on first down. You could tell that was a design for Brendan Dale just to put his foot and get going.
Did almost look like the old waggle. The lineman pull in front of him. That's a good play.
Let's check the replay here. You check that out when you have time. But great play. Actually, they're going to say it's a 5-yard gain to the 49. 2nd and 5 for the Bears. As they're watching the replay here, he does. Finn McCullough, the big pull. So the Bears are going to bring it back to that inverted wishbone. Capper and Cooper. Flag on the play. It's going to be false start on the left side of West Branch. Not what you need after you get a little momentum. You get 5 yards on first down, 2 steps forward, 5 steps back. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 now at your own 44. Probably changing up the playbook. This is one of those scenarios, Barney, where they've been taking that hitch, taking what you get. Sooner or later, if you see a little bite, you'd go for it, take a shot.
I'm sure that Coach Talley has it in the game plan for tonight.
Because right now they are only 6 yards off, both receivers. Roll out to the right, Staker, but no, they're going to throw underneath to Kemper, face mask, almost rips his helmet off. There's 2 penalties. I was going to say, it ripped his helmet off. I'm glad they saw that. It was just about a 4 or 5 yard gain, but we're going to tack 15 on the end of that one.
Started out, he had a hold of the bottom of the helmet, and then the kid went for a second grasp to get a hold of the face mask.
Now, he should not have to come out here, correct? Since it was taken
Correct.
off of him?
Correct.
That is a 15-yard penalty. Big and good news for West Branch. Spot foul is going to take it to about the 39 of Anamosa. My math checks out. Still got a little bit of abacus in me. Now the Bears have their best field position of the night. Only had 2 possessions, but they are 39 yards away from the end zone. Bears come out, new formation, trips left. Single set is Rushton to the right. Keaton Gates straight behind Dale. Trying to spread the field out. Maybe Gates here gets a quick pitch left. And nice job by that right defensive end. Gets off the block of Neighbor. If Gates gets inside that, it could be Goodnight Irene. But great job by that outside defender. Looked like number 72. I'll get you a name. Corbin Nissen. Played it well in a 2-yard loss. At the 41, 2nd and 12 for West Branch.
the guys that were covering up our trips out there, the guy that was like head up on Cooper, as soon as the ball snapped, slanted hard inside. So it wouldn't surprise if we could back that work outdoors.
Gave it up, and now you got the numbers. Now the Bears are going heavy left. Staker set up right, nobody over top of him. They're backing off a little. Dale rolling to the right. Trying to find underhand man, but he's going to have to run it. Takes it what he can get, only gets about 2 or 3. Good job by the Raiders of stringing him out. He was looking like at the same route that they had a couple plays ago, Hirsch, to Capper underneath.
Yeah, exactly. It was the same play. They ran the other direction with the completion to Capper before the face mask.
Peterson was just a decoy running 30 yards down the field. So big for West Branch. They were set up 1st and 10 at the 39. Now it's 3rd and 10 at the 39. Trips to the right. Peterson set up single to the left with a safety over top this time on that side. Dale looking across the middle. Throws it low. Incomplete. Had a man wide open was Cooper Gates. Just throws it behind him and low. Going to bring up a punt formation. The Bears have to play the field position game again. What was promising.
Yeah, I mean, we'll come back to it. It's a spacing play we've run for years, and it was open. It's a good zone beater, and in 3rd down, it seems like they're, like Barney said, they go 2 high safeties and they run zone. Just a little underthrown.
High snap, but Staker gets it off, and it's low to the corner right. Can it set up for West Branch? No, into the end zone. Touchback. 1st and 10, Raiders. Coach Bailey, very spirited with his team right now, wants them to get off of the ball. Let's get the Bears to get physical. Push forward here. Flip the field. Use this touchback to your advantage. Try to get a 3 and out. Raiders are slow to get on the field. The Bears are set up. Play clock should have began. There it goes. Now they're coming out. See what they're set up in. They're going to go power to the right. So far, every time they've set up in this scenario, this play, they've ran to the power side. Quarterback plans draw here to Shaw. Gets it. Going to get ahead for about 5 yards. Nice play there for the Raiders. Had the numbers, and they use it to their advantage. Didn't get any contact till he's 3 yards past the line of scrimmage. Actually, gain of 6 to the 26. First time tonight the Bears haven't held the Raiders on 1st down. 2nd and 4 at the 26. Trips left. Handoff straight ahead to Scranton. Big Mike on the slant. Had him behind the line of scrimmage. Just couldn't get the pause to hold on. Scranton gets off it for about a 2-yard gain. 3rd and 2. Probably the biggest play on defense so far tonight for West Branch. Just to keep the momentum on their side. To keep the field flipped. Raiders are strong left. Everything's set up power left. Don't jump West Branch. Stick with it here.
Giving them a 3 front now.
Yeah. Now they switch to the right side, do the Raiders. Excuse me on that. Handoff is the stern up the middle. He's forward ahead, just barrels in for a 1st down across the 30 to the 33.
Same play they opened the game with, just a double ISO.
Excuse me, that was Walton on the carry. Scranton, I can't see him. He's actually playing receiver now to the outside. Actually, Walton comes out, Scranton goes in. There we go. 1st and 10 at their own 33. Handoff, sweep to the left, and slow moving, but the Bears to actually hit him at the line of scrimmage, tackle him forward. Number 30, Colt Niebergall on the carry. That's a 5-yard carry to the 33. It looked like a slow developing play. Obviously not quite as quick as his running back teammates, but good enough to get 5 yards on 1st and 10. Trips right. Tight ends left. Checkwin with the sidelines for the late play call. It's going to be a toss sweep right, maybe. We'll see. Nope, straight ahead. Gets it off a Bear tackle. This time the Bears sit him up, but not before he can get 3 yards across the 40 to the 41. Here we are again, 3rd and 2. Raiders probably, unless something a crazy long loss here, probably in 4-down territory. The way they've been pushing the line. That Bear defense is getting tested. Now they're packing it in a little bit tighter here, Hirsch.
A little bit of a Wildcat look here, too.
Yeah, it is. Wildcat, he cuts it up the middle, gets hit, but bounces off a big hit of Montgomery, enough to the 45, 4 yards, and a first down Raiders. This reminds you of just taking your medicine, putting it in. It's like Novocaine is going to wear on you. The West Branch offense does this. Right now, the Raiders are winning it at the line of scrimmage.
It's a lot like our offense. I mean, they go heavy, load up the backfield, and then they'll spread us out back and forth.
Power to the right. Scranton, the lead back, gets a half cut back to the left. Mike may have been tackled there. Good job by the middle linebacker of the Bears. And Shea Kinzinger coming off the top of the pile. Hold him to a gain of 3 at the 48. You know, he's not hitting the hole hard. It looks like he's just kind of in slow motion. Before you know it, it's 3, 4, 5, 6 yards. Now split backs. Hand off to the right side this time. And he gets hit, bounces off that. Just when the Bears they are on it. They are getting guys, Montgomery's in the backfield, Neighbors in the backfield. Just when you think you get a loss on Niebergall, he bounces off it, ends up getting 2 yards to midfield. They're not having any trouble with this wet field, putting their foot in the ground and bouncing forward, unlike myself. They had these little spikes.
We all saw it. We'll try to keep describing it for the people at home.
Yeah, they had spikes on their shoes. That's my excuse. Rolling to the right is Shaw. And Gates is on the attack, misses the tackle, but he gets helped out by his friends. Keaton came on and bullet out of the right side, just bounces off, but it's going to bring up 4th and 5 at midfield. Let's see what the Raiders do. The clock is running, 5:30.
I think that they kind of have a pretty aggressive philosophy here in 4th down. I don't think they punted a whole lot.
4th and 6, actually, lost a yard.
Shout out there to Oliver Trepagna, too. I think they're looking to go back to number 9 again, and Oliver kind of dropped out of his zone and just kind of played under it, so he kind of took him away, bought us a little bit of time.
And speaking of time, looks like they're going to let it run out to the end and use their final timeout of the first half. Exactly what they're going to do. Timeout at the 5:01 mark of the second quarter. They're going to want to think it over. It's 4th and 6. We will tell you what happens. We'll call it for you in about 20 seconds back here on the First Main Street Insurance sponsored WestBranch.Football Bearcast.
The Bearcast is currently in a break. We'll be right back.
Back at the Little Rose Bowl. 5:01 remains in the second quarter. It's 3-0 Anamosa. The Bears, after the Raiders get it at the 20, West Branch 20, their own 20, get it across up to midfield. The Bears hold. The Raiders have 4th and 6 and are in a punt formation. Hopefully the Bears stay tight here, don't jump. Watch the ball. Snap is clean. The punt. It's high. Peterson doesn't see it. It's off to the left side. Takes a Raider bounce down to the West Branch 10-yard line. Mission accomplished for the Raiders. They flipped the field. The Bears are 90 yards away.
Well, they're fortunate with a short punt. We had Brandon back about 35 yards, and the punt was 25 and off the left side of his foot. Fortunate roll. You know, Stakers had 2 really good punts, and both times the ball's kicked into the end zone for touchbacks. It's the way the ball rolls sometimes.
Everybody's getting a favorable bounce tonight. Well, the Bears are 90 yards away, 4:50 remaining in the first half. The Bears will receive the second half kickoff. Power I. Keaton gets it off the left side, breaks through to the 15, across the 15, nice 6-yard gain.
You know, they're loading the box, and we're still making some positive runs. But what happens when they load the box is you bust through there, there's nobody home. I mean, eventually we're going to hit a long run.
One time. All needs to happen, and then maybe they'll loosen up.
They shifted to a 4-man front there, and it was like a 4-4 in both. that free safety was right up in the backfield, too. It was almost a 4-5.
Bears are Rushton single to the right, Peterson single to the left, Wishbone, Capper dotting it. The Gates boys, left and right. Cooper gets it off the right side, across the 20, tripped up, or he could have been gone, but nice pickup out to the 28, the 13-yard gain, and a West Branch 1st and 10. Looks like they were concentrated more on Keaton Gates, but to bring it back to his big brother, the number 4 rusher in the district, 13 yards, and the Bears moving the chains.
Yeah, a little misdirection on a counter. That was a good call. That was almost a home run, too.
Bears are 1st and 10 at their own 28, 3:45 with a whole bevy of timeouts at their disposal. No hurry. Double wing left, rolling out that way. He's got Peterson in the flats again, complete. He is hit right away, but not before. He's going to gain about 6 yards. A nice first down play. Actually, they're going to say he caught it at the 34 where he's bounced. Where are they going to mark it? They're going to say the 33, but still 5-yard gain. 5 plus 5 is a first down, so that's not bad. 3:15 remaining and counting. Bears coming out. Peterson singled up left. Now Capper on the slot right with Rushton out to the outside. Power straight ahead, the Gates I formation. Quick hit out to
Get it.
That ball's high. They're going to, that was close to being a backward pass.
Got to get on that.
Woo! Incomplete. It was floater over Capper's head. Lucky for West Branch on that one.
I'm not sure that wasn't backwards.
Thank goodness.
Especially since we were under center.
Yeah.
Yeah, from my angle, I thought the exact same thing.
It is. Luckily, there is no replay here in West Branch, Iowa tonight. But what there is, it's 3rd and 5. 2:57 remains in the second quarter. Big down for West Branch. They want to get the chains moving. They want to keep the clock moving, but they also want to keep the football. Single left, Peterson. Single right, Staker. Double wing. Dale looks for Peterson. Got him on the spot. First down across the 40 to the 42. Taking what they're given, and Dale is accurate tonight on the spot. 9-yard completion. 8 yards to the 41. Moving the chains.
Just keep picking like this, too. Sooner or later, that kid's going to bite, and that's when you're going to see your call from earlier, Jay. You'll see him turn it up.
And the Bears have plenty of time with 3 timeouts. And at their own 41, the same formation yet again, double wing right. Rushton is way out here to the right side on the Bears sideline. Pitches to Keaton Gates. Tries to get inside, cuts back off one man, off another. He's going to get a nice individual effort of 3 yards, but boy, are the Raiders in hot pursuit when he gets the outside. Obviously, they have the numbers in the box, but it's tough. He put his foot down, Hirsch, and slipped a little bit, but got 3 yards, more than I thought I was going to see to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and back to those receivers and the corners on them. They're 7-8 yards off, and they're backpedaling at the snap. They're giving us that hitch.
And look on the backside. Earlier, you were talking offline that could be a nice slant. There's a lot of space. Dale rolling left. He's got a lot of room to run it, and he's going to run it to the 45. Gets hit at about the 49-yard line. A gain of 5. The Bears are going to take their first timeout with 1:38 remaining. It'll be 3rd and 2 after 1 minute goes off. Let's stay here. Still plenty of time. Still 2 timeouts. They're at the Cooper Gates. Looks like he is ailing a little bit. Coming up, going to come off the field. Not sure what that injury is, but he's going to take a little break. Going to go see trainer Scott Toma. But you're at the 49, 2 yards from a first and 10, 3rd down, 2 timeouts. What do you think, Barn?
It looked like Cooper might have been holding his right shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's got a little bit of a stinger.
No, he's kind of.
It'd take a lot to get that kid off the field.
Yeah, luckily the timeout, so he could come back in if he's ready to roll. And his brother is right there by him. Those two kids are a hoot when they're together. They feed off each other. So let's see what we're doing here. Looks like Cooper's gonna take a break here on the sideline. Probably gonna see Trepanier go to the backfield in his stead, and that might be it. So the Bears, here it is. The situation is this. Little over a minute and 30 seconds remain, 1:38 in the first half. The Bears have a 3rd and 2 from their own 49. 2 timeouts remain for the Bears, 0 for the Raiders. Receiver left, Peterson. Receiver right, Staker. Wide wing right. Handoff. No, roll. Fake is Dale. He's got room. He's got Montgomery in front of him. Getting across midfield. It's a 1st and 10 down to about the 42 of the Raiders. Nice 9-yard carry, and good job. That is kind of like that old wheel, like that old, a little bit of your old waggle look. You got Big Mike out there leading the way.
Yeah, he had Big Mike out in front of him. It's a good thing he did, too, because their number 1 receiver, Staker, like we were talking about, the field's a little slick. He slipped.
So 1:20 and counting. Bears 2 timeouts. Now they're hurrying up the line. Staker left. Peterson right. Double wing left. Cooper Gates still out for right now. Keaton. They're rolling left this time. He's got a lot of room to throw it. He's got his man Peterson. Nice catch right at the 4:35. Goes straight out of bounds. 7-yard pickup. Tell you what, as stated, man, Dale on the run is on the money.
And that's big getting out of bounds there, too, because we don't do a lot of no huddle, and we've been huddling, and it's taken a lot of time. Got a minute 3 here left and still 35 yards to go.
And 2 timeouts. Probably don't want to have to worry about this, probably at the edge of Gingrich's field goal range. But you'd rather not have to worry about that. 2nd and 3 at the 35. Wing right, double, twins right. Now twins left as Trepanier goes left. There's a lot of confusion. The Bears are running out of time. They have to call a timeout. There was some confusion on the formation. Have to waste a timeout there. Not exactly what you're wanting to do, but better than a penalty. What a wonderful crowd here for senior night. Oh my goodness.
I don't know if you guys are seeing it up there, but even like when we're in 2 receiver set like we were right there, they're really rolling coverage. I don't know if it's to the field or to our 2 receiver side. So as we've been saying, Brandon's kind of left on an island on the back by himself, on that back side by himself. A linebacker maybe will get underneath stuff, but there's really not anything else over there to help.
Yeah, and Coach Hirschman was talking about this earlier when we were on a break. And John, you can say this. Now, we're live here. Just talk about he's got all that space. You're saying you remember Joe Heyman from a few years back when you had some good slant route throws from Dale to Heyman. That look could be there specifically when you got a speed guy like Peterson.
Yeah, for sure, and especially when you've got a corner that's got to respect that speed and he's playing off. Right now the way our formation is, it's Staker to the wide side of the field, but if we were even wider, it puts that corner on more of an island for a slant.
Double wing to the right, Keaton Gates off the left hip. Looking left, looking deep this time. Got Peterson's got a step on the money. He drops it in the end zone. That is a free 6 points.
Okay, that's a good call, and that was a perfectly thrown ball. Something we can come back to.
Pick your head up, number 8. It's going to come back to you again. You've been playing a great game tonight.
Yeah, Brennan Dale knows that you don't have to have a big arm to throw a fade. You just have to get rid of it early.
And that he did
and
there.
And if you don't with a kid like Brandon, he's going to outrun you.
3rd and 3.
That was a good ball. We'll definitely come back to that.
Now it's 3rd and 3.
Even though that was incomplete, that corner knows he just got burnt. He's going to be a little more scared.
He just stepped off 2 yards. Looking right, rolling right. Got Rushton, catches it, gets out of bounds and thrown out of bounds at the 26. 9 yards. That's a West Branch 1st and 10. Most importantly, the time stops. Nice job there by the senior getting his first reception of the night.
A really good job, like you said, Jason, of Maddox helping to manage the clock there. That kid kind of helped us out as well by throwing him out of bounds.
50.9 seconds remain. The Bears don't really have to be in a hurry at this point because the clock has stopped. Now double wing left. One of the Raiders keeps seeing this. He keeps rolling to the side of the wings. Sooner or later, This time he just dropped straight back, looking deep to Staker, this time on the money. Nice job by just a little underthrown. Good job by that defender, number 10. He's been running the ball strong. Now Welton makes a nice play one-on-one that gets over his head. That is 6. You're right in there, Barn.
The other part of that play I like, though, too, with the H-backs there, we had Capper going down the middle of the field, challenging the deep center of the field, which, you know, that's going to keep those safeties on us to keep pressing up into the box like they did there. He was open as well on that play.
Skinny post. Now the Bears, 2nd and 10, go trips left. Staker set up alone. Keaton Gates drops straight back to pass. Dale's got a lot of time. Can't find anybody. Looking to the right. May just have to run it. Oh, throws it across the middle. It is complete to Trepanier at the 20. 6 yards.
Timeout.
Need one timeout left, 30 seconds and running here for West Branch. They do call a timeout. 2 seconds just went off after the timeout. I'm not sure if they saw that, but 27.2 seconds remain. Now West Branch is out of timeouts. They're at the 20-yard line. It's 3rd and 4.
Yeah, that's kind of goes back to that timeout we had to kind of waste a little bit earlier. You know, now it makes it a little bit trickier, too, trying to get your field goal team out there.
Still Cooper Gates on the sideline with his helmet in hand. I think he's just going to nurse whatever it is and hopefully come back in that second half because, as you guys well know, he's about as tough as they come. For him to be sitting out, something's got to be going on. We won't speculate. But it's now 3rd and 4, and you're out of timeouts. The Bears are at the 20-yard line. Obvious field goal formation. So, John, as a coach, this is one of those, do you look at that out route again? If the Bears have been getting that out route again, try to get a quick one, get out of bounds?
Yeah, and you're going to run it at first down depth, too, so the clock's going to stop temporarily, at least, if you get a first down on that, if you do get tackled inbounds.
And then you spike it and see what you can get.
Right.
Hopefully enough time maybe to set up a Reese Gingrich tying field goal. So the Bears come out double wing left. Keaton Gates is dotting behind Dale. Peterson left. Now there's a safety over top of both guys.
There's 3 guys back here now.
They're giving the run away. There's only like 2 guys in the box. The Bears are rolling left. Dale looks for Peterson, catches it. It's a first down.
First down
and out of bounds. At the 15-yard line, or is it 16? Either way, it's a 1st and 10 West Branch.
Like you said, Jason, now if we still had that timeout, we could actually run a draw play and have a big gain off it here. We got them outnumbered now in the box.
And you could take a spot. You got time to hurry up and get 3 plays almost, if need be. Boy, if they keep backing it off, man, you saw it. There was only a nose tackle. There was one end, and the next guy was 8 yards off the line. Now there's 4 in the box, plus 1 backer. The Bears are got some numbers. See what they do.
This might be your draw.
Nope. Dale drops straight back to pass all the time in the world. Looking left, he's got space. He's going to have to run it. He throws it away, out of bounds. 13.4 remains. This is one of those where you can't make a mistake. He throws it away, does a good job.
He did. I wouldn't have minded seeing him throw it away a little farther
earlier.
Out of bounds.
Yeah. He could have thrown it to Kevin Stuhlman in the fire department down the corner.
Dove at that and made it pretty close. Coach Hughes was a little nervous with that too, I saw.
Probably shades of the Alburnett game. But this is the Anamosa game, and we got 13.4 seconds remaining in the first half.
The 5 defensive backs again.
Now trips right.
And now they're tighter with the corners. They're going to try to take away those outs.
This could be a quarterback draw if need be. He drops straight back to pass. He's going to looking to get out of the pocket. As Dale hold on to the football, gets hit. He's going to have to hurry.
They can't spike it either. We have to go for it.
You have to try to get it off. 3, 2. He spikes it. There's a flag on the play.
Legal formation.
That's going to be, is that an automatic runoff too?
I don't know that they do that in high school.
So there's a flag. There's 1 second on the clock. The Bears did spike it. Need to hustle up and be ready here.
Will the clock restart now?
If it's a penalty, I don't know. So what's the penalty? What is he calling? Give it to me here. Illegal shift on West Branch. So it's a 5-yard walk-off ball now at the 22. Officially going to be a 39-yard penalty.
Start.
So you need to be ready. Go, Bears! The clock is over.
Jesus.
The kick is good. or excuse me, it was wide right, but it doesn't matter. The time has run out. And your halftime score, Anamosa 3, West Branch 0. We talked about this going to be a good football game, and it's been one of the most physical football games you're going to see all year. Stay with us. Going to be a fun second half. The Bears are going to have to make some changes. We're going to hope they come out fast, play fast. They're going to get the ball to start it off. Any first half thoughts, gentlemen, before we take a break?
Well, I mean, you got to try to take something positive out of everything. That was a good drive. You moved the ball well, which had some poor clock management there at the end and not turn it into points. But at least we're finding some things that we can do. And, we found little out routes, found little hitches. Like we talked earlier, we can do some hitch and goes, things like that. So
and to build off of that, the fact that we've been able to move the ball through the air is going to force them to move some safeties out of the box, which should make it a little bit easier for us to run between the tackles.
Right, exactly. We get the ball first here in the second half.
It's 3-0 Anamosa at halftime on the First Main Street Insurance sponsored Bearcast. Taking a break. Come back here in a little bit. You're going to see the West Branch Band play on the Bearcast.
The game is at halftime, and the Bearcast is in a break. We'll be back shortly before the second half begins. The game is at halftime, and the Bearcast is in a break. We'll be back shortly before the second half begins. The game is at halftime, and the Bearcast is in a break. We'll be back shortly before the second half begins. The game is at halftime, and the Bearcast is in a break. We'll be back shortly before the second half begins. The game is at halftime, and the Bearcast is in a break. We'll be back shortly before the second half begins.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the field the West Branch High School Marching Band. Get ready to journey into a world of magic, adventure, and music as we present a chilling performance inspired by Disney's Frozen. Tonight, our performers bring Arendelle to life on the field with a musical journey featuring the beloved songs, Do You Want to Build a Snowman? For the First Time in Forever, the iconic Let It Go, and Into the Unknown. The band will also perform their show for the Corridor Marching Classic at CCA on October 15th. Drum majors Addie Schultes and Sophie Oakes. Is your band ready? Take the field. Bear fans, get on your feet for the West Branch High School fight song. Let's have another round of applause for your West Branch Marching Bears. The Bear Band is under the direction of Jamie Flanagan and Beth Wharton and Obernolte. The band is led by drum majors Sophie Oakes and Addie Schultes.
And now we welcome members of the West Branch Community School District Foundation, nonprofit foundation, along with teachers to receive their fall teacher grants. All right, as they line up, we first want to congratulate Tricia Harpole with the early kindergarten program, a $300 check to help purchase autism materials to assist kids in her classroom who struggle with regulation. Second up, Kim Lynn, preschool, $500 grant, purchase dramatic play items such as blocks, puzzles, and storytelling books. Third is Samantha Noble, K-12 nutrition, $600 grant, contribution towards the ramen bar and dessert for the National School Lunch Week. Angie Miller, third grade, $200 grant, additional flexible seating for her classroom. Fifth is Alicia Gray, art for $260, purchased the Chomp Saw to safely cut cardboard for art projects. Number 6, Grant Meth, Caleb Dua and Jake Stenberg. Our 5 through 12 lifting and PE, $250 to purchase 2 easy curl bars. Number 7, Kristen McElhaney, second grade, $400. Decodable reads, 120 Beanstalk books. Number 8, John Holovis, 7th and 8th grade, social studies, a $600 grant, contribution towards a field trip to the Abraham Lincoln Museum in Springfield, Illinois. And finally, TJ Voss, 5th grade, a $500 grant to help with the math fact multiplication wrap-ups. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your support of the West Branch Community School District Foundation that helps us provide these fall teaching grants. Give them a round of applause. Thank you.
The game is at halftime, and the Bearcast is in a break. We'll be back shortly before the second half begins. The game is at halftime, and the Bearcast is in a break. We'll be back shortly before the second half begins. The game is at halftime, and the Bearcast is in a break. We'll be back shortly before the second half begins. game is at halftime, and the Bearcast is in a break. We'll be back shortly before the second half begins. The game is at halftime, and the Bearcast is in a break.
Live on the Bearcast halftime, still about 5.5 minutes before we go. Score: Anamosa 3, West Branch 0. Here's kind of the tail of the tape thus far. West Branch total offense 125, Anamosa 121. They have 43 yards through the air, 78 on the ground. They are averaging 8.6 a pass, 3.9 yards per rush. West Branch 10 of 16 through the air for 73 yards. I can tell you what, West Branch is made up, as we said, they are averaging 246 yards on the ground. They are the number 3 rushing deep offense in all of 2A. West Branch right now has been held to 52 yards by a team we talked about, John, in pregame, only giving up 75 yards on the ground. And so far, they've limited West Branch's offense, forced them to make those 16 passes, but Brennan Dale has looked really good doing it.
Yeah, and most of them have been short. I mean, they've been safe passes. You know, we've had a couple of longer passes we've thrown. We had one that should have been caught for a touchdown. But, you know, like I said, that the end of that half, I'm sure the coaching staff's disappointed. We should have come away with points with that. There's no doubt about that. But you can't cry about it. You just got to go back and learn what you learned from that drive, and we learned some things. I mean, we can throw the ball. We were running the ball fairly well, too, and we're going to break a big run. We've had a couple that have been close to breaking.
As West Branch, the team is starting to break. They came out of the bus barn, and they're going to be on their way onto the field with about 3-4 minutes remaining here before we go live, Barney. Just what John said there. The Bears, again, Brennan Dale has been taking those passes. They get those short passes. They've been on the money. They've been packing the box on that run, and like he said, one time, if you get loose past the first line of defense with no contact, you're going to get loose and there'll be no one there.
Yeah, and truthfully, on Cooper's one run, he was just, a shoestring tackle away from being gone on that one. So I agree 100% with that. We are, I think there's some big plays to be had the second half, either through the air, if they continue to play with everybody in the box, or through the run if they don't.
Well, we'll get you down there to talk to Coach Tiley here in a second, maybe hear some of those things that both of you have mentioned. But 3-0 is the big number right now. The Bears averaging 35 points a game. They're scoreless. Here at Little Rose Bowl, they've been putting points up like a video game, but they haven't played a front line as big and packing it in like the Raiders have against West Branch. The Bears will receive the second half kickoff unless they decide to let the Raiders have it for the second time. Doubt that happens. But as soon as we can find Coach Ty Lee, I see him starting to make his way onto the field. Coach Sexton will try to catch up with them, and maybe we can hear about his thoughts from the first half and maybe what they talked about up in the bus barn. He's walking right to you right now. We're going to talk. Coach Sexton's going to be with Coach Ty Lee for some thoughts right now.
Coach Ty Lee. First half stats, Brennan 10 of 16. Running game maybe a little bit off. What are your thoughts?
Well, they're putting 9 guys in the box and making us throw the ball. So, we've proved we can throw it. We've had a couple opportunities. We just need to capitalize when they're there and make some plays.
Yeah, obviously, from looking at that first half, you can kind of see, like you said, 9 in the box. We have a chance maybe to beat something over the top with the pass. Sooner or later, they're going to have to get out of that. Or there's been 2 or 3 times we're really close to breaking with the run as well.
Yeah, we were. We've had a couple good run plays, and we're not getting away from the run. That's what we do. So we got to figure out ways to run the football but loosen them up at the same time.
All right, buddy, go get him.
That's West Branch assistant coach, offensive coordinator Jared Ty Lee saying a lot of the things kind of piggybacking onto a lot what you have talked about, John, you and Barney both, as we're about a minute and a half away from kickoff. Cooper Gates going through the stretches here at halftime. We'll see if he's available to the Bears as we go live action. It's a new half. The Bears are down 3-0. They had a nice drive going at the end of the first half, John, hoping to build upon that momentum, hopefully to get something on the left side of the scoreboard. We'll try to get an update from other scores around the district. Obviously, Bellevue is an important score to West Branch. Well, the most important score to West Branch is the one that's here. Because if you want to win a district, you got to win games to do so. And so far, Anamosa has shown that they want to. Right now, with 1 quarter remaining, Bellevue 22, Tipton 8. So it's below a 17-point total.
Tipton's defense is not that bad. I mean, they've had a good showing defensively most of the year.
No, there's an update there. So it's still the quickest update. We just got one. The Comets scored 16 points in about 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. They are now up 38-8 with just under 6 minutes to go in that ball game. So it looks like the Comets are going to win, and they're going to do so by 17 points or more. Now, why I say that's important is because West Branch and Bellevue, from a tiebreaker perspective, West Branch is, first of all, need to win this game, but they're going to need to do so by more than just 1 point. But this is important as a drive as West Branch has had all season.
Let's get a good return here. We were noticing that kicker before the game was kicking 50-yard field goals, but I don't know if something happened to him or what, but his warm-ups did not look good.
No.
I was kind of watching him exit the field at half, and he was kind of like grabbing onto his right quad.
Okay.
Maybe didn't tweak something.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if this ball goes over our third row. I don't think it's going to get anywhere near our 2 return guys.
And every time he was kicking here before we start the half, Zeke, Clausen, Tubbs, they were low line drives. And here he goes. It is deep. It's low line drive. It's deep, but caught by Staker at the 1. Tries to break up the middle. He's got a little bit of break across the 25, 28. But there's a flag on the play. That baby is coming back holding West Branch at the 21. So that is now going to go back to about the 11. What was a nice return now puts the Bears in what we call Dutch. Long field to go. We're going to try and watch that back here in a second to see exactly where it was on the play. So the Bears, like as I said, that's walked back to the 11-yard line. 89 yards from the end zone to start the half. All right, West Branch. This is a big-time drive. Even if you don't score, Bears, they need to get it out of this zone to kind of get some space. Peterson alone left, Staker alone right. Handoff is to Keaton Gates off the hand. It gets one man bringing him down. Carries him a couple yards, but not too far. Tough to carry when you're 170 to carry a guy 260, but he gets 2 yards out to the 13.
Good to see Cooper Gates back on the field.
Yes. Rushton on, Staker off. 2nd and 8 at the scoreboard says the 17, but it's actually the 13. Rushton right, Peterson left, safety over the top left. Double wings. Dale got a man to his right hip, dropping straight back. Looks to Peterson on the break, great catch. Gets free out the 20, 25, out of bounds at the 28. Using that speed to get 14 at a West Branch first down and some space. He threw that ball before he made his break, Coach Hirschman.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Timing was there.
And Anamosa is going to continue to give us that, so we'll have to take it.
Real quick, speaking of timing, I talked about something about October the 10th that's important. Big Dave and Lou, my parents, today, 56 years of wedded bliss.
Happy anniversary to two of the greatest people in the world.
Handoff straight ahead to Gates. Bounces nowhere. It might be a loss of 1.
Dave and Lou put up with a lot of kids hanging out at that house back in the 80s.
And a lot of
good for them.
A lot of questionable behavior, but we all live to tell.
Well, Dave was right in the middle of a lot of that questionable behavior,
he
teaching us poker and things we shouldn't have been doing at that age.
I blame Jason's older brother for most of it.
Yeah. Well, we won't get into his climbing tree abilities with Barney. Double wing to the right. Keaton Gates dotting it behind. Oh, he moved a little, and it's going to cost the Bears 5 yards. Not what you need after a first down loss of 1 to kick it back to 2nd and 16. After a nice play to get a first down, Bears put themselves back in long 2nd down. Staker out, Rushton in. Probably going to look at maybe that rollout has been a successful play for West Branch. Dale always has the ability to put his foot in the ground and get yards. Full backfield, the Gates boys either side of Dale. He's going to roll to the right, just as stated. Looks back to the left, screen pass, complete to Cooper. Cuts across the middle, across the 35, gets outside, 40, 45, 50, out of bounds on the Anamosa 49. And there's some talking going on, and unfortunately, West Branch is going to get caught for a penalty for argument on Gates because he's chest bumping a player, and he gets caught for it. After a great gain, 3 steps forward, now 4 steps back. Can't do that.
Well, it was a questionable late hit was the problem, and then Finn tried to stick up for Cooper, and then Cooper got into it too.
The bad thing is Finn just kind of held the kid up. It wasn't like he threw him to the ground. I'm sure there's some tripping going on, but that's probably going both ways.
Good night.
Well, it's still a first down. It's a good thing.
So this is going to go back all the way.
It's a good play. We've been running that rollout, and it was a little throwback screen.
West Branch's 2nd unsportsmanlike penalty tonight.
That contact started in play, and the tackle was completed outside the hash, the line over here that our get back line. The tackle was completed outside that. So yeah, a questionable no call there on the late hit.
Well, the Bears were on the Anamosa side of things. Now they're back in the West Branch 36. But great play call there by Coach Tiley. We're going wishbone. Capper up front, Gates boys behind. This is the crossbuck to Cooper. Off the right side, across the 35, slips. Man, he's going to have some green, but he slipped. He tried to make a cut there. They went to that play in the first half for about 14 yards, came back to it again, and it looked open. Gain of 3.
9 for Anamosa that was involved in that tackle and that penalty. He was doing a little chirping with Cooper again. Cooper's got to be smart enough to stay out of that.
2nd and 7 at the 39-yard line. The Anamosa coaches are chirping the back official right now. Double wing left, Keaton Gates behind. Sprint out left, looking for Pearson. On the break, he's got him. Catches it. This time out of bounds at around the 40, they're going to say 44-yard line. A completion of 5 yards, going to bring up 3rd and 2 for the Bears at the 44. That play has been the Bears' mother's milk tonight. Dale, again, when he's on the run, throws it about as good as any quarterback I've seen in West Branch. Sprint out on the money. So the Bears probably going to come out in that wishbone formation. Nope, power I. Twins right, though. Peterson left. Keaton Gates in the back. Cooper Gates up front. 7 in the box. 6 blockers. Handed off to the fullback, Cooper. Across the 50 to the 45. Cuts in 40. 35, 30. Could have been a face mask. Knocked out of bounds at around the 30. Get away from them, Bears. They do a good job. And Cooper does a great job of getting 24 yards on a first down.
Coach Hughes got a hold of Cooper there to try to settle him down.
How about that?
Hey, and Cooper's right. He got face masked there. He had good reason to be angry.
Yeah.
Barney's about 7 yards from it. Saw it pretty well. Bears now got some momentum. There's that offense they had at the end of the first half. A little bit different look. That was more passing, but they're going to both sides of it. Getting yards in chunks all the way to the 30. Double wing right. Peterson left. Staker right. Handoff straight up to Keaton. And the defensive end coming in, making the play at the line of scrimmage. Number 51, Antonelli, coming in unblocked. A loss of 1, ball at the 31, 2nd and 11. What has been a good down so far before this, first down for West Branch. This first down, 2 of them have resulted in loss of 1. Peterson left, Staker right. Gates boys full time in the backfield. Handoff is to keep, no, fake pass. Dale rolling right. He's got a lot of guys in front of him. Cuts inside over to the 30. Close. Could have got good job there by the backside end. Because Dale, if he could have got past one block on the inside, it could have been Mike was in front of him, going to lead him into the end zone. But gets out of a little bit of yardage. Give him, I guess it's only 3. It's now 3rd and 8 at the 28.
Yeah, Bodie pulled, and he had to kick his guy out, which made Dale run inside that. He did a good job reading that block, but that allowed that linebacker to run him down from the backside.
Wide side of field is to the left. Double wing is to left. Guess what we're probably looking at here? Dale rolling left, looking for a man. It's not there. He's just going to have to run. 30, throws a pass.
Holding. That's going to be a first down. They were holding Brandon.
There are 2 flags on the play. Holding on the defense. That's going to be an automatic first down after the penalty yardage.
Against Anamosa.
Brandon, probably why the fastest kid in the state wasn't open.
Yeah, it was one of those deals where the kid either holds him or he gives up a touchdown.
Well, yeah, we've been running that sprint out with the out to Brandon. Brandon ran an out and up that time, and I don't know if that was a called out and up or if Brandon just got to the sideline and turned it up. But as soon as he turned it up, that kid just reached out and grabbed him by the belt.
What's the discussion here? It's a holding on the defense. The Bears are going to take this penalty, and it's going to be an automatic first down.
They're talking about the spot, I think. It should be from the spot.
Yes, it should be. So they're going to take it from the should be at about the 18. It is. And it's a first down, West Branch at the Raider 18. Now this drive had stalled, but the penalties came in West Branch's favor this time. Okay, the best look of the night for West Branch. They needed this drive to begin the half. 6:50 remains here in the third quarter. Twins right. Peterson alone on the left, and all Gates backfield. It's an all Gates. That's a quick hit out to Cap to take what he can get up the middle. Runs into a wall of white jerseys, but he does get to around the 15. 3 yards on first down completion. There wasn't much there. He took what he could get. Coach Sexton's got the best seat in the house out in the end zone, looking at it from a different angle.
I'm telling you, this all 11's where it's at.
Used to slide down that hill, John.
Yeah.
Probably weren't watching the game much then. We were worried about who could slide to take somebody out. Well, hope the Bears.
Popcorn bag football.
Power I, Twins right. Peterson on his own to the left. Looking straight at off. Tried the crossbuck up the middle. The dive this time to Gate. Cooper had been successful, but the Raiders weren't buying. And Cooper's coming up a little gingerly. It's a loss of 1 to the 16. Nice job by that Raider defense. 3rd and 8.
They're bringing a lot of heat up the middle with their linebackers on almost every play.
That's one of those plays when you look at it back, you could use it as a play action, a little sprint out to the left, and it's 2-on-1. Okay, Twins right. Keaton Gates flanked to the left. Peterson left. All alone. Probably going to look his way, and they are looking to the right. He's got a man across the middle. Was behind him. Could have been, and knocked away by Brophy. Nice defense, but if that's on the money, it's probably complete just behind him. It's going to force the Bears into a field goal scenario. Good job by the Raiders holding what was a promising drive. Now the Bears are going to have to settle for possibly 3 points. Setting up for officially a 34-yard field goal attempt for Gingrich.
Yeah, it looked like we had Brandon on that slant, but Cooper's route was kind of right in the way. I'm not sure who ran the wrong route, but I'm pretty sure we didn't mean to have them both.
Good snap, good hold. The kick is low. It is over, just enough. It doesn't care. You don't care how it is, as long as it counts for 3, and it is 3 points. We're all knotted up here in West Branch, 5:24 in the third quarter. This is a good football game. It's a playoff atmosphere. All you want and then some for this nice home crowd. Let's take a quick break on the First Main Street Insurance sponsored Bearcast.
The Bearcast is currently in a break. We'll be right back.
Back on the Bearcast, 5:24 in the third. We are tied at 3. The Bears finally get on the scoreboard. Reese Gingrich, 34-yard field goal. Back-to-back weeks for that young man. Now, Barney, you were behind the goalpost. It barely cleared it, and it came in there, looked like a Rick Russell knuckleball. Probably reminds you of the old good old days when Rick Fountain would trick up Lendog as catcher.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. Rick always used to like to get the number 1 signal and then throw the knuckleball at Lenny. Lenny appreciated it too.
Gingrich's kick is deep, and it is deep into the end zone. Touchback. 2 for 2 on that tonight.
Lenny always got a good laugh out of those knuckleballs that surprised him.
Luckily, he was
never
got
mad at all.
And he was probably wearing protection. Maybe they should have called him Tin Cup. Speaking of Len Dog, here he's listening in over there in Kansas somewhere.
My sister Tracy's down in Arkansas listening to us tonight too, helping her mother-in-law Pat heal up. So best wishes to Pat to get well soon.
Yes, indeed. Well, here comes Anamosa, their first drive of this half. Trips left, tight end right. Looks like Scranton, the ball carrier right up the middle, bounces off to the right. Gets hit at the line of scrimmage, bounces forward for 2 yards. He is hit by Neighbor and Keaton Gates a little bit. Give him 2 yards. There's that first down defense. West Branch all year has been good on first down. Here's the tempo offense for the Raiders. Trips left, single set right. Running back off the left hip. Out of this look before, it's been bubble, bubble, bubble. Look for it again, and it is bubble. This time it's thrown. Good job there by Trepanier to spring it in the middle. Gets a little help from his friends to limit that to about a 2-yard completion.
I think the Bears defense is a little bit more comfortable with 9 as part of the trips versus on the backside by himself.
So it's 3rd and 6 at the 24. The Bear defense needs to keep it, hold them here, and get this field flipped in their favor. Trips to the right this time. See if the Bears can get a little rush off the end. Lincoln Neighbor rolling out to the right. The Bears, here comes the rush. Rolling out to the right, throws it out of bounds. Nice catch on the sidelines by a Bear player, but that's out of bounds. That's incomplete. Turnover on downs coming, Hirsch. Number 10, Wesley Strong on the catch.
Wesley Strong on the catch, yeah.
Senior. What you needed there was a flip. The Bears got the momentum and forcing a punt. Now both times this young man has been punting have been off the side of his foot.
They've been short.
Peterson is back about 45 yards here. Maybe if he can get this on the run, he might be running up the hill to Barney. Let's find out. Don't jump, West Branch. Here we go. Snap is on. The Bears rush is on.
Pressure.
And it's blocked.
Got it.
It is blocked. No matter who recovers that.
Connor Capper.
Cap on the block.
Capper took it right off his foot.
The Bears are going to have it at the 17-yard line, knocking on the door.
Connor Capper or Maddox Rushton, they both were right on top of it.
Both there.
We've got this thing called replay. We'll watch it back to give you the official. But either way, good call. Play drawn up there by the special teams coordinator, Taylor Larson. The Bears special teams have been a spark plug tonight. 3 points, now a block punt. 1st and 10 for the Bears. They need to get 7 out of this.
Coach Braddock's listening out there. He likes a good block punt.
Yes, he does. Safety Dance is his favorite song. Don't want a safety. He wants 6 points. Full house backfield for West Branch. Come and get it. Let's see what they do. Handoff. No. It's Wildcat formation. Gates, Cooper, off one tackle, breaks free, down to about the 10. It was a rugby scrum, and he won it for about 4 yards. They're going to mark him right about the 10 there, Barney, I think?
Yeah, right on the 10.
So that's a 7-yard gain?
2nd and 3.
Good job by the Bears on 1st and 10. 2nd and 3. Short 3, long 2. Nice job. After a nice special teams play, you want to keep the momentum going, and Coach Hirsch is watching that back now. It's kind of tough through all the melee to see who got it, but almost looks like Maddox Rushton's got his hand up right away. Either way, full house again, left side. Cooper is they're going to run him again. Got it, blockers across the 10. Still on his feet, bounces off. But he's running parallel with the line of scrimmage.
Right on the mark.
Is it going to be a first down? Let's see how they mark it. Looked like he was in the end zone, but good job. It's bringing him parallel to the line of scrimmage. They mark it back to the 9. What's going on? Is that a first down and goal? Just short.
It's about a yard short.
Well, I bet you I know what play we could run here. But anyway, John, did you?
It's hard to tell. Either Connor Capper and Maddox were both there. Maddox got up with a hand up in the air, kind of calling it. So we're going to say probably Maddox.
The Bears going with that Wildcat again. Cooper Gates gets it, following everybody up the middle. Definitely a first down. Still pushing down to about the 6 or 7, but it's first and goal for the Bears at the 6. Just what you need to keep the clocks running, and the Bears are moving forward. Hirsch is blowing in. He's really getting it down here. I think it was.
It was Cap.
It was Cap.
It was Capper.
The I see it view from up here in the booth. Nice job by that senior. First and goal for the Bears at the 6. Now Dale back under center. The Gates power I. Hand off to Keaton. Off the left side, cuts it back to the right. He is
Touchdown.
in there. Hello, end zone. 32, 6 points. Bears take the lead. And the momentum, you can see maybe the momentum is not on West Branch side, but that offensive line had a nice seal to the left. He had a lot of room back to the right, and he took it into the end zone.
Yeah, nothing creates momentum better than a good special teams play.
You got that right. Speaking of special teams, big special teams extra point here for West Branch. How many guys are going to be on the field for Anamosa? They had 13 guys on, but the extra point is up and it about knocks Mike Johnson, cousin Mike, out of the crow's nest. It is good. 2 minutes of the third quarter. West Branch takes its first lead, 10-3.
You know, speaking of Coach Johnston up there, I talked to him earlier in pregame about how disappointed I am that he's not making plays when Reese is kicking these out of the booth.
You gotta make up. You gotta.
There's no effort. There's no effort.
Well, what is good effort right now? West Branch is all about effort, attitude, and effort. This half, they're winning the day of this quarter. We're gonna stick it with it through the break. But boy, howdy, what you needed.
Well, cousin Mike's probably distracted. His girlfriend's up there with him in the crow's nest.
Yeah.
Tell you, one of the more impressive things tonight, Nikki Koenig, the announcer, announces that all the kids down in the south end zone need to leave, basically telling them you need to go tell your parents they're looking for you, and they're gone.
They're gone.
There was another guy who used to announce things like that, and it took several announcements.
It took several. No respect for him. 19 years, he got no doggone respect. And then, let kids be kids, but,
I will say,
safe.
The kids maybe didn't respect you, but I've never seen anybody that get a headlight shut off
Barney,
as quickly as you.
Really quickly, look over about the 7-yard line on the Anamosa side. Is that a yellow piece of fabric over there on the ground?
I believe they called him for 12 guys in the field. Like you said, they ran the one off, but I think they actually had one extra still.
He was running off, and another guy was running on at the same time. Okay. So that's a 5. They're going to push this up. The Bears are now going to kick it after the 5-yard penalty from their own 45. Well, Gingrich so far tonight is 2 for 2 on touchbacks, hoping to make it 3 for 3.
It was an illegal substitution penalty.
Okay, very good. That's what you get. You got a guy on the spot down there. I can count still once in a while. Nice job there. Big senior class making big plays tonight. Keaton Gates, a junior, gets the touchdown, but Connor Capper starts it off with a bang. Here comes senior Gingrich. That baby is high, deep, hello, touchback. His third of the night in 3 attempts. The Raiders are going to take over at the 20. Now that defense, first time that they saw the field this quarter, held the Raiders 3 and out. Need to do it again. The momentum, keep it on your side, black jerseys. What will the Raiders do?
This is Coach Bailey's dream score, 10-3. It's his kind of ball game.
He wants that Iowa-Penn State 5-3 game.
He just needs a safety in there.
Yeah, then Coach Braddock would love that. The men without hats could play. 1918, yeah. Well, the Raiders come out with a little full house, trying to hand it straight up off the left side. He is met after about a 1-yard gain. In the first half when they were cutting up the middle, he was getting yardage. This half, Capper was right there to meet him again after about a 2-yard gain. Good job on first down for West Branch.
I think that Bodie might have started the contact there, Moorhead.
Another senior, Bodie Moorhead, 6'7". 220, 221, whatever it takes. Wing right, trip, twins left, single set left, right here. Handoff off the left side this time, bounces outside, gets some yardage across the 30. Going to be right, maybe just shy of first down yardage with the mark. Gets a nice gain of 8, does Scranton. Or is that Welton back at running back again, number 10? But either way, it's 3rd and short. The Bears, big play here. It's going to come right at you, middle. See if you can get off the ball first. They are powered up to the right side now, motion left. Their wing left. There's guys moving there. Gets off the line of scrimmage, gets forward, takes a hit, but not before he gets a first down. Dale laying the wood there from the safety spot, but 5 yards and a 1st and 10 for the Raiders. 1st and 10 Raiders at the West Branch 34 as the clock ticks, 35 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Raiders needed that to stop the bleeding and the momentum on their side. There's a handoff straight off the left side. Gets patient, but is hit after about a 2 or 3 yard gain. That's probably going to be how we end the quarter. Keaton Gates in there with a nice hit. As you've said, John, when he gets his paws on you, he's not going to let you away. Best open field tackle. Ball to
We've got so much speed on defense, too. I mean, the Gates boys and, Connor Capper's a banger, but he's fast. I mean, he's a track guy, too. He's running down plays from behind. Brennan Dale's fast, coming up, making hits.
We have come to the end of 3 quarters. 36 minutes are gone. There'll be 12 minutes left, and unless we need extra time. But as it stands, the Bears lead 10-3 over Anamosa. Don't go anywhere. 12 minutes, a lot of things can happen. Hope they're good for West Branch here on the Bearcast. Beginning of the 4th quarter, you're back on the First Main Street sponsored Bearcast. West Branch 10, Anamosa 3. Barney walking the sidelines. You are good friends with the guys with the stripes tonight.
Hey, I'm always trying to make friends with those guys.
Anamosa comes out 2nd and 8 from their own 36. Twins trips right. Every time they've done this, they've tried to rocket. This time he's looking left. Looks like that inside rocket screen. It's complete. The Bears are on it this time to limit it to 1 yard. Now, the last time they ran that, Hirsch, nobody was there, and Brophy ran through for about a 20-yard gain. This time the Bears, Montgomery, nice pursuit, makes a play.
Yeah, they recognized that. They got let go, and they realized the screen was coming. It was a good job.
Twins left, Twins right, 3rd and 5 at the 39.
I would like to know if that's caught behind line of scrimmage because they're blocking it immediately with the receivers.
I think it was. I know for sure the one in the 1st quarter was.
Drop back to pass, looking to the right. He's got a man wide open on the spot. He catches it at the first down to gain at the 45. Physical defense, but a nice catch.
I'm not sure he controlled that ball, though, until he was driven back behind the first down.
At the high school level, again, unfortunately, no replay. 1st and 10 Raiders at the 45. They got a little bit of a drive going here. Now they're going to go a little bit more power to the left side. Handoff is to the left. Bears come up. He gets past the line of scrimmage. First contact about 2 yards at the 48. Somebody slow to get up for West Branch.
Nice play there by
Capper.
Cap. Right around the ankles.
And he's a little slow to get up, but he's tough as nails too with that neck roll. There's a flag on the sideline, and it's on West Branch. One of the coaches was out on the field yelling, and the Bears already have a sideline warning. And it's now going to cost him 15 yards. Al Burnett up 47-7. Actually, you know what? The Bears, that is their first sideline warning. I take that back. It was a unsportsmanlike conduct first time. Well, now the Bears have a warning.
One of those deals where Coach Larson's out, 2 steps onto the field, coaching up his defensive backs. Plays not under, ball's not been snapped. I'm not sure what the deal is.
2nd and 7 at their own 48. Anamosa got everybody tight here. Watch for number 9 trying to cut loose. It's a backside. It's a fumble. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by Anamosa. Ends up gaining 2 yards. My goodness. That had good news for West Branch written on it. Ends up being Welton getting 2 yards at the midfield. Why are the officials coming together on that one?
West Branch is claiming it's an incomplete pass because it's a forward toss.
I don't know. It looked like it was backward. Kind of a jet sweep. We'll watch it back. But trips right. Empty. We're empty here. What do we got? What's doing? Official's timeout. He's going to take a player out. Has to be, the left tackle has to be replaced. So the right tackle moves to the left. New guy comes in at the right tackle. All the beef is on the left side now. We got an empty formation. First time we've seen this tonight. 3rd and 5 at midfield. Watch out, quarterback draw. He is got some athleticism, does Riley Shaw. It is a design run, and that design run is sniffed out by number 1, Cooper Gates. A loss of 1, back to the 49. You know, Barney, we talked about 3 hours ago, and you talked about some formations you saw when they did that. They like to see Shaw on the move, and the Bears must have known it.
Yeah, most definitely. I never saw that particular one, but they did show some empty formations, more of a quad set with one to one side and a single receiver. Looks like maybe Anamosa might be considering going for it here.
Probably going to let the time run out, maybe timeout, because they're down to 10 seconds on the play clock. 4th and 6 at their own 49. Trips right, single set left. Don't jump, West Branch. 6, 5, 4. The snap, drop back to pass. The rush is on. He's trying to get loose. Throws it. It is incomplete. Knocked away by Griffin Seidel. Turn over on downs. West Branch takes over. What a play. The Bears defense coming back to make the play. Now we have to start talking about playoff scenarios. There's 8:49 to go in this game. West Branch is ahead 10-3. Now the Bears need to win this game to stay in the mix for the district. As it stands right now, if West Branch were to win this game, they would have to beat Bellevue by 12 or more points next week. Now, the more points you score, the lower that number gets. But first things first, you would like to score some more points. They're going power to the left. Everybody in there. Keaton Gates gets it off the left side, bounces off the left, spins off one man across the 45 to the 40, and a horse collar. And it's called. I don't know how they took so long to call it.
Yeah, the back judge had it right away. The sideline guy's kind of right in front of him.
Well, I tell you what, that's 13 yards at a West Branch 1st and 10, and a personal foul. Face mask added on to it. The Bears are going to be in business after they got the business on the face mask. Ball moves down to the 22, it should be, if I do my math right. And right on the number, the Bears have 1st and 10. Darn near in the Hoop Project red zone.
Hey, a little side note here. Number 9 just went off the field for Anamosa. It looked like he's been fighting a cramp since that last pass play.
Okay, that's something to look over because he's also a nice-sized player over the top as a safety. Now the Bears are coming about that power. Gates power I. Peterson singled up. There is a lot of space out to the left if they see it. It's going to be a quick handoff up the middle to Cooper. That play has not been very successful. He loses a yard. Nice job by the right side of that defense. Number 72, Corbin Nissen.
Well, even that long run by Keaton, there really wasn't anything in the intended hole, but he just spun out of that and then made a play. You know, if we want to try to throw a slant to the wide side of the field, they're giving it to us.
Let's see if they do that here on the clock running, 7:40 and moving on. Somebody jumped. There's a flag. No flag. Handoff to Keaton. Goes left. Bounces inside. Across the 20 to the 7. 18. Is he had a first down there, Barney? It's close.
You know, I'm in all 22 again, so I can't see it for sure.
That was a great block by Cooper for his brother. Holy smokes. He blocked that kid. That kid staggered back for like 5 yards and then eventually went down.
Give him 10. It's going to be 3rd and 1 at the 18. This is one of those times maybe as an offensive coordinator saying, you know, we don't need to be in a hurry here. Let's get some clock moving, but run the play hopefully successfully as there's 7 minutes and counting on the clock. 10 seconds on the play clock. Bears all Gates backfield. Under center is Dale. Handoff. There's that fullback dive to Cooper. May not be for a lot of yards, but for enough yards to the 10. It's either 1st and 10 or 1st and goal. Let's see where they spot it. 1st and goal just inside the 10 for the Bears. Nice job by the left side of that offensive line. Just enough, just needed 1 yard. Coach Hughes is over here, down here on his own, Hirsch, and rubbing his forehead. And whoo, this is, I won't say what my dad used to call it, but this is pressure packed here at the Little Rose Bowl. Double wing right, Keaton to his own set, gets a quick pitch, tries to cut inside, across the 10, across the 5. Nice open field tackle. Nice job there, a gain of just 2. Great job, open field. Welton, because if he's not there, usually Keaton's a good breakaway there. 6 minutes under and counting, 2nd and goal for the Bears. I know sometimes the Bears like to do this Brandon Peterson post corner, try to use his speed. Is there going to be anybody over top there? No, he's singled up. Well, they're going to the wishbone formation. Come and get it. Handoff, cross block to Cooper. Bounces off. He is into the end zone. That's number 1. 4-6. Hello, end zone. The Bears needed a big drive, and they got 6 points.
Really nice little counter look for the Bears there to open that up.
16-3, all-important extra point. The student section is starting to get a little snarky. Not a big fan of that, but the kick is down. The kick is good, and the score reads West Branch 17, Anamosa 3, 5-3-5 remains in regulation. Boy, has it turned the tides here in West Branch. We're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere. You're going to be here all the way to the end on the Bearcast.
The Bearcast is current.
You want an exciting football game? You got it here in West Branch. It was 3-0 Anamosa at halftime. The Bears have 17 unanswered points. 5:35 remains here in the 4th quarter. After a Cooper Gates 8-yard scamper. Gingrich towing it up, kicking it long, low, deep enough, and it's touchback. Number 4 for that young man. He's 4 for 4. Now 17-3. You're behind Raiders. As an offensive coordinator, is this, I mean, obviously you don't have much time, John and Barney both. Is this one of those you really got to, is this hurry up tempo, we got to go now?
Well, they've shown they can do that. I mean, I think you definitely need to do that if you can. Number 9, their best receiver, though, he's been out of the game a little bit, so we'll see if he's still in here.
Is that him?
He's
in now.
here.
He's out to the right side, and he's singled
And
up.
kind of like we talked about earlier. Well, no, he's not on the single side.
But the Twins, he's got Griff Seidel up on him. Twins right, Twins left, single running back. Looks for the quick hit. Oh, and it's not tipped, but caught. I thought it was going to get picked. Nice tip catch. Cooper Gates on the tackle, comes up slowly. Dane Owen on the completion, only about a 5-yard completion, 2nd down.
Now the Bears kind of need to be careful of the and go.
Trips right. Looking for that rocket, as always, off the trips. Nice job by Griff Seidel getting through the block. That young man
with one of the better defensive plays you're going to see.
Oh, that was a great play by Griff.
Loss of 3. It's now 3rd and 9 at the 21. They're listeners all over. You got Arkansas.
Coach Bailey will let them have 2 completions for 1 yard all day long.
Arkansas, Michigan, and even Stark County, Illinois out there listening in. But it's 3rd and 9. Trips left, single set right, dropping straight back. There's a flag. It's going to be a false start. 5 yards, walk off on the Raiders. 3rd and 14 now.
This is where they've kind of like to do that vertical push with 9 and then have him break it out to the outside. Hopefully we cover it like we have been and just kind of keep working underneath it.
That's what I was thinking Big Dave would have said. He just texted me to tell me what he would have said. Can't repeat that. It's not PG. But what is here right now, the Bears need 2 stops. 3rd and 14. Trips left, single set right. Drop back to pass, looking right. Sack of the crush is on. Pass is complete. The receiver goes down at about the 25, so it's going to be 4th and 5. Complete to Bentley. This is it. The Bears get a stop here, get a turnover on downs. They've got a shot to get some more points out of this. Plenty of time on the clock. But first things first. Trips right, running back off the left hip, single receiver right. Probably going to look that way for that quick out again. Looking for the bubble, nothing there. Pocket breaks down. He's going to have to run it, and he's not going to get it. Cooper Gates, Trepanier off the money. It's turnover on downs. 3:38 remains. And remember when we talked about scenarios, about 17 points, how important it is for West Branch? They're going to try and get 7 points here. You can guarantee it. Because if Bellevue won by over 17, West Branch has to keep pace to make it an easier game for them next week in Bellevue. Not an easy game, but easier to just win, baby, Al Davis.
My 3rd grade math says a +3 would cover it as well, right?
+3 would do it. A field goal. Remember at the end of that first half, Hirsch said a 3 would look good right now, but 3 would look great right now as well. The Bears are going to come out all Gates backfield, powered up.
And we're already in Reese Gingrich territory here if we need to be.
This is not a play the Bears wanted on first down. They didn't want to lose yardage. Keaton Gates taken down for a loss of 1. And the Bears, somebody here, Anamosa, that's who they're playing, is going to take their first time out. Why don't we take a short time out? It's going to be a lot of fun here on the Bearcast, the first Main Street Insurance sponsored Bearcast on WestBranch.Football.com.
The Bearcast is currently in a break. We'll be right back.
Back live here on the Bearcast. 3:29 remaining in the 4th quarter. Your score, West Branch 17, Anamosa 3. The Bears have it 2nd and 11 at the Anamosa 26. It's very important the Bears obviously keep the ball in bounds for 1. Don't turn it over for 2 and possibly get points. Power eye here. Dale rolling out to the right. He's got a lot of room. Big Mike with the block. Dale ruling. Stay off the block. Out of bounds. But I believe that's a 1st and 10 after a 13-yard gain to the 12.
Really nice run there by Brennan. One of their kids went for the big hit. He just kind of stopped and let him slide on by.
It's funny, as earlier in this quarter, Brennan Dale put on one of the better hits you're going to see.
Well, we need to be smart now, too. There's been some talking. I don't know who's been doing it first, but we ended that play talking, and we ended up with a ref warning one of our players. And we need to make sure we don't have anything happen here.
Looks like we're going back to the Wildcat here.
1st and 10 at the 11. Wildcat, so 97 running backs in the backfield right now. Cooper Gates will get the snap. And he does it off the left side, following tries to get loose, not going anywhere. Boy, they are slanting hard off that right side. The defensive end, 72, is Nissen. Short gain to the 9. It's going to bring up second down. Now that they only have one timeout remaining, do the Raiders. So they can stop it just one more time. The Bears can run a lot of clock off, and they're definitely well within the range of Reese Gingrich.
I don't know which one of you mentioned it, but it is getting real chippy down here.
Yeah, and they need to reference that in the huddle right now. Whatever you do, no penalties, because that's been kind of a bugaboo for this Bear football team all season. And tonight they've been penalized for a few questionable things that they've done. You just don't need it right now. Again, great crowd on hand here in West Branch. Most people have stayed in their seats. Some people up out of their seats, some are on their hands, but everybody's still here hoping the Bears can close this baby out. Out of the timeout, Bears have 2nd and 8 at the 9, so they can still get
a little different look here for the Bears.
The Bears are going full parallel left. Everybody in the front. Cooper Gates up the middle, off a bounce,
touchdown
into the end zone. 2nd of the night. Hello, end zone number 2, but there's a flag after the play. What is it?
One of our kids blocked somebody late, is my guess. Like kind of pushed him in the end zone.
Somebody's cramping late for West Branch in the end zone as well. Coach Hughes is on the field to go check out his player. The official tried to pull him off the field, but he's saying, hey, I've got a guy down right now. 6 points are going to go on the board. No matter what, they're going to get the 6. The penalty's probably going to be on West Branch. I don't know. We'll wait and see.
I hope they assess it here on the PAT,
yes.
So it really won't matter.
I think if it's after the play, they have the option of both. Correct? If it's a dead ball, the Raiders or the Bears would have the option of taking it on the extra point or on the kickoff. Not sure who's down for West Branch here.
It's Shea Kinzinger.
Shea Kinzinger. And he's up now, kind of walking off on his own power, probably cramping.
Yeah, he's cramping.
So there's still an officials discussion in the middle. Somebody's saying, hey, you're buying dinner tonight. No, hey, you're buying. Now they're going to break it up, and they're going to talk about.
They're pointing towards us.
Oh, no, they're asking Coach Matt Hughes, what he would like, or what's going on. We're about ready to find out. KCRG 9.2 must be in the house. It's taking a long time. And here is the penalty display. Touchdown is good. Dead ball. Personal foul on West Branch. So they're going to put, that will probably push West Branch back to a long kickoff. If Gingrich can get a touchback from about 90 yards, that's pretty good. But another all-important extra point. West Branch up 23-3, 3:07 remains in regulation. Cooper Gates. Snap, hold, kick. That might be wide left, and it is wide left. With plenty of leg, but it was wide left. And there's a flag on who? Probably, it looks like Capper may have got a flag on him. Not trying to call him out, but it is what it is. Who's it on? Unbelievable. And I just talked about this, didn't I, John? We got to watch our heads, stay cool. We're getting chippy, teams are. And unfortunately, West Branch is getting caught for it. Obviously, it's on them. A dead ball, 3rd unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Bears tonight. West Branch is now over 100 yards in penalties.
Well, it's something to work on this week and talk about in practice. I mean, you play a team like Bellevue next week, you can't afford to be doing this.
No, especially an hour and 45 minutes from home. Reese Gingrich might be kicking from the crow's nest next to Cousin Mike after all is said and done, but we'll wait and see. Most importantly, West Branch is ahead 23-3. Now over that all-important 17-plus point rule. But with 2 penalties, now, holy cow, is he going to kick from, the 10? Should be the 10. 15?
Kind of reminiscent of last week
the
over
13.
Tipton.
Yeah.
There, Jay Bird.
Yeah. So the penalty, the first one's going to go to the 25, and then it's half the distance. So he's going to kick from about the 12 and a half.
But we've talked about the 17-point rule and how that's going to be important for us because if we win this game, we win next week. There's possibly a 3-way tie. It goes to the points tiebreaker. 17 points is the most points you can get for a win. But we're up 20 right now, and these foolish penalties have put us in a bad position.
Yes.
Our defense now is going to be backed up, trying to hold on to this 20-point lead and keep it over 17.
There has not been a kickoff return by the Raiders tonight. Well, it's going to be here on this one. Kick it. It's low. Hopefully it stays in bounds. It's picked up by the Raiders at their own 43 across midfield to the 45 to the 40 of West Branch. Great field position by the Raiders. Now this defense needs to come to play. Good to see Shea Kinzinger back on the field for the Bears. One thing the Raiders have against them, John, they have but 1 timeout. And the clock isn't specifically in their favor. But this is...
Yeah, but the field position is.
The field position.
Got the ball at,
you got that
at
right.
our 40. 3 minutes to go. They've got plenty of time.
And they're not going to punt it. No matter what.
And,
there's no punt.
One score here,
and that's
like I said, that takes
17.
us out of that 17-point win.
They're going trips right, single set way left with a back. Possible screen pass look here. No, the quarterback just keeps it, runs it, and hit out of bounds. That's a loss of 1. Clock stops. Or does it? Now it does. Good home clocking there. A couple extra seconds went off. The loss of 1, second 11 at the 41. I wonder why they're running a quarterback play and draw on that play. But that's why I sit up here and talk about it. I don't coach it. Twins left, twins right, single set is Scranton. Straight drop back to pass. He's looking, nothing there. The pocket's breaking down, and he is taken down. Not quite a sack, but it is a loss of 1. Good job by that Bear defense again, and the clock is ticking away at 2:35. 3rd and 12. Big Mike in on the play. A lot of seniors here tonight on the field, and a lot of seniors are making plays. Raiders are kind of taking their time. Twins left, tight end left. Brophy singled out to the right.
This outside receiver moved early.
And he's looking across the middle. No, it's incomplete. It was on his hands to excuse me. Bentley wide open off his hands, but good news, he dropped it. Gonna bring up 4th and 12 at the 42 for the Raiders. This is a huge play for the West Branch defense.
Yeah, with only 1 timeout, if we can hold them here, we can almost kneel it out, right?
Yeah. Math pretty close to checking out on that one. But what needs to check out first is the Raider offense. The Bears defense needs to check in on this play.
7 seconds.
6, 5, still moving, and they have to waste that timeout.
Now we can kneel it out if we stop them here.
Now the math works out. We don't have to worry about it.
It's a little over 2 minminutes you can kneel out.
I tell you what,
with
Barney,
no timeouts on the other side.
You don't see this very often, but Coach Janander right now he's up here. He's as nervous as a long-haired cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Cookie box was empty, huh?
A little bit of advice told Matthew up there. Just tell him to tee it lower.
Yeah. Beautiful kind of a half moon, 3/4 moon to the northeast of the stadium. Beautiful night here for football. And it's been a beautiful second half for West Branch. That we can all agree on. Nothing more than beautiful would be than the Bears to get a stop here on 4th down and get this baby to the barn with the scoreboard looking the way it is. Here we go. It's the Raiders 4th and 12 from the West Branch 42 with 2:15 remaining. No timeouts for the Raiders. So This is it. Come on, Bear defense. Get a little pressure on the quarterback. Trips left. They do get a little pressure. He's in the pocket, throws it up across the middle. Intercepted by Staker. There's a lot of green grass. Can he get there to the 30? Out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. 33, ending it. No flags on the play. Johnny, you can't quite pass in the songs books yet, but the Bears have the ball at their disposal.
Yeah, that should do it. We can kneel out the clock from here.
Let's see if we get my favorite, we get to see our favorite formation.
Yeah, Jared's talking to Brennan right now. He's telling him on at least this first one, he just needs to back up a couple yards, take a couple extra seconds, and kneel.
Yeah. No timeouts for the Raiders. There's nothing they can do about it with the clock.
We just had 12 in the huddle. Hopefully they don't call that.
We'll see.
Greatest formation in all of football here.
Kneel down, Dale.
It is. I don't know why they're blowing that dead before we kneel.
That's understandable. So 40 seconds. This is going to take it down. They haven't even started the play clock yet. What's going on here? The clock is stopped. Now they're running it. Now run the play clock too, please. There we go. So this is going to go down to about 110, 120. So no matter what, the longer the Bears don't fumble this thing, it's over. Now let's start talking about players of the game. I don't know about you guys. I think Matt Hughes obviously want to talk to him. As Dale's under center again. Going to let this thing run down as far as we can. 130. Can run it down to about 118 if he wants to.
Players of the game, Brendan Dale had a pretty good game at
that.
Quarterback.
And there he did, nailed it again.
The Gates brothers combined.
Yes, I think that'd be a fun interview.
Connor Capper made some great plays. That block punt was a huge
big.
Momentum swing.
How about we go with old Cap? You guys did with that?
We did have him
We've
earlier.
Had Cap
We did?
before.
Okay. Who have we not had yet? We had Keaton.
I think I had Squirrel one time.
Nolan Staker.
Have we had Brennan?
Brennan. Yes, we did. We talked to him. How about we go tonight with Nolan Staker? I don't know. That's my guess. You don't have to agree. Nice interception there to seal it. A couple nice punts. Or we could do an offensive lineman. There's another kneel down.
You give up 3 points, too. It'd be nice to tie the defense into this.
Can we get Tyler Bailey? Coach Barney, can we try to get Tyler Bailey? Okay? But more importantly, it's senior night. It's a West Branch victory. And, John, it's by 17 or more. So, as the clock ticks down, I'm trying to control my emotions here. The Bears get a much-needed big victory. What a defensive performance by this team. A great second-half performance, maybe the best the Bears have looked all year. Take away the penalties.
Yeah, they got to clean up the penalties for sure. But, yeah, that defense looked phenomenal tonight. Giving up 3 points is pretty incredible. The offense made some nice adjustments. To come out in that second half and basically, they put up all 23 points in the second half.
That's right.
Combination run the ball, throwing the ball. But, yeah, as far as players of the game, if there's a way to get the whole defense in there, that's what it ought to be.
You got to try to get Tyler Bailey. He's we talk. He says he would do it sometime if we ever had a great defensive performance, and this is about as good as you'll see. Coach Sexton is very persuasive when he needs to be.
Well, we used to have that uncommon award, too.
Yes.
And it doesn't get much more uncommon than Tyler Bailey.
That's a fact. Wow. Took the midnight train going anywhere. How about to the playoffs for sure? West Branch, 23-3, wins by 17 plus. Bellevue tonight won by over 17. Before tonight, John, these two teams were separated by 1 total point, and they still are. So no matter who wins that game next week, West Branch is going to Bellevue next week. It is for the district championship. If West Branch were to lose, they'll be third in the district. But win, and you're coming back here to the Little Rose Bowl.
And that's big, having a home game for the playoffs.
And possibly two. But first things first, Bellevue is not going to be a pushover. Real quick scouting report. They're going to throw the football.
They're going to throw the football, and they're fast.
And they
they're
are
very
fast.
And run like they always have, kind of a unique defense, different fronts. Barney and I talk a lot about, 3 front, 4 front. Bellevue will throw 2 fronts at you. They throw everything at you.
Barney, were you able to commandeer Coach Bailey?
I pretty much got the exact same response I get every time. Absolutely not.
That is not cool. How about
tell him to choose what defensive players or grab the whole defense.
Or Taylor.
I even said to him that you had offered to give him the uncommon award, Hirsch, and he said that he still gave me the absolutely not.
I tell you what,
he has the Lifetime Achievement Uncommon Person Award.
How about we do Taylor Larson? Special teams was great tonight as well. How about we pull him in? And then Coach Hughes. Quick one with Coach Larson. He's with Coach Sexton right now. Taylor Larson.
Coach Larson, we're just kind of talking upstairs about special teams. You have Reese kicking every kickoff into the end zone minus the one where he had a kickoff from the 8-yard line. You had a field goal made. You had the block punch. You had just an all-around solid game by your specialist.
Hey, they did a great job. Some of these kids don't get to play a lot, so they get some good opportunities. They came out and they made a play. I'm not even sure who blocked the punt tonight.
We think it was Connor Capper. Him and Maddox are both right there.
Beautiful. I mean, we talked about all week. That's 3 weeks in a row now that we've had a blocked punt. Capper's had 2 now, I think, in 2 weeks, and we should have had 2 more last week. So we kind of talked. We saw what they were going to be doing blocking-wise, and we kind of took advantage of what they were doing and how they were doing it. And I said, get after it, boys. So we called it, and we got it.
And that was a huge – the block punt was a huge momentum swing of the Bears. We're still a 3-3 game at that time. After that, we rattled off, I'm not good at math, but 20 points in a row.
20 points. Yeah, fun. Again, hey, big opportunity, make a big play. That's what we talk about. Whatever your role is, do your role, do it great, and the kids did an awesome job. So it's all on them.
All right, great work, Coach.
Thank you.
You know what, guys? Right next to you, a guy who did a really good job in the middle of that defensive line tonight is number 55, Shea Kinzinger. Maybe we could grab him if we got an opportunity. All the seniors are going to be kind of locked up with their senior night stuff, and that's perfectly fine. Let them celebrate being kids. I see Shea right there, not too far from you, but
we actually were just kind of talking about Nolan as well. The
Nolan
first half
Staker.
with this punting, the big interception kind of sealed the deal.
Okay, great. We'll keep with it, and also going to grab a victorious head coach in Matt Hughes. And now he knows the situation, as you guys well know also. I love West Branch victories. I love it when, I tell you what, at halftime, if there was doubt, 3-0, John, there was a little doubt, but West Branch left no doubt in the second half.
Yeah, there must have been some good halftime adjustments or pep talk or both.
Chad Schutte checking in. We'll try to get some final stats here soon.
But you always need to take some things from every game of what you can work on and get better from. Now, obviously, these penalties need to be cleaned up. We can't have that many penalties. The clock management at the end of the first half, something to clean up. But outside that, the guys play with a lot of heart, which leads to some of those penalties. But
yeah. But speaking of good plays on defense and good plays on special teams, number 33, senior Nolan Staker.
Yeah, guys, my privilege to have Nolan down here, one of the good guys. Nolan, great game. Good job on the receiving end, but what a great way to seal the deal there at the end.
Definitely. Great team win. Just beautiful night to play football.
Yeah, can you ask for a better field than this? We're so spoiled, aren't we?
We sure are. It's so nice down here. It's better than turf, honestly.
Yeah, it's been my privilege to watch you guys grow up from being little 7th graders, and I always said you guys have potential to do something. Look at this, Pat Gates trying to get on some TV here. Always showed a huge potential. I'm so happy to see you guys have success this year.
Yeah, I love all my guys. O-line through skill guys. I mean, we're all tight-knit. We're all a family. It's a great atmosphere this year.
And how does it feel, Nolan, to say a 23-3, 17-point win next week now means a lot, right?
Oh yeah, we have the chance for is it district or conference?
District
champ. We're excited for that. We're going to put a lot of work in this week and ready to go.
All right, buddy. Great job tonight. Keep it rolling.
Thank you.
And senior Nolan Staker, one of the unsung heroes. You don't hear a lot about this young man. Last year, he played a role in a West Branch you know, in that playoff game, he played a very big role at Sigourney Keota, had 5 touchdowns. And tonight he played a big role punting the football and sealing the deal with an interception. We're going to try to find Coach Hughes out there in that mountain of humanity somewhere. I think he's talking right now to the West Branch Times.
I think I see former Coach Telly Zuniga down on the field, don't I?
Well, you could. It's tough to miss him. I don't know how I can.
Do we have another forfeit in A this year?
I don't know.
Hey, and by the way, since we have a minute to kill here, I just got a text message from my teaching partner, Angie Miller. She and her husband have both been suffering this week from bronchitis, and I don't know what all they're dealing with over there, but a little shout out to Ange. She says she's at home listening. So, Ange, hope you heal up.
Anjay out there in Bearland. And speaking in Bearland is head coach of the Bears, Matt Hughes. With you guys here as he gets a hug.
He has someone a lot more impressive to talk to than me. Coach, congratulations, man. Another great win, 23-3. That second half, what do you guys say about that effort by your Bears?
That was Bear football, wasn't it?
Wasn't it something?
You know, we challenged them at halftime to make some adjustments, but we didn't do a lot different on the play call. We just challenged them about playing Bear football in this stadium and coming out with a different level of intensity and execute the game plan. And they accepted the challenge, so I was proud of them.
You know, you get that field goal there, tied up, and then that huge punt block. I don't know if it's Cap or if it was Maddox. They both raised hands, like took the credit for it, but, you know, right there, it just looked like the Bears just kind of got rolling.
Yeah, Coach Larson's doing a really good job with our special teams unit. I think that's our third punt block. They're coming after it, and that's a momentum changer. So I mean, I know we had a little bit of the momentum, but when you could do that on a 4th down and get that type of field position, that's a game changer. So we really took advantage of it.
And then you look at your defense today. Give up that 3 points early in the game, pitch a shutout the rest of the way.
Yeah, Coach Bailey. Week in and week out, he puts a quality defensive plan together. That's a good football team over there. They run the ball well. They're big. They're physical. But so are we. And that game plan that we executed this evening on defense was phenomenal.
All right, buddy. Let's go get one more, huh?
All right, you got it. Thank you.
Head coach, victorious coach, Matt Hughes. So let's close this baby up. We know what's on tap, John. We know the Bears are playing Bellevue next week, and the winner of that game is the district champion. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah. What could you ask for?
I mean, what more do you want?
Well, yeah, exactly.
You want to play for these kind of things.
Yeah.
It's what you work
Hey,
from
look
August.
at this legend I have next to me now, boys. Can you see him, this little guy next to me here?
I can't.
Right in the middle, waving at you. Little Telly Zuniga.
Yeah. Once a Bear, always a Bear.
Yeah. Well,
you know, they've had about 3 forfeits at A. Unfortunate for them, but every time they've got an open Friday, guess where that guy is?
Right here in West
He's
Branch.
watching the Bears.
Well, we've been watching the Bears. You guys have been listening and watching the Bears out there, and we thank you for that. We thank First Main Street Insurance for being the Bearcast sponsor. Thank Matt Chenander for all he does up here in the booth. And obviously thanking Randy Sexton on the sideline. Coach Hirschman, thanks for joining us again here in the booth. And next week, wherever the Bears are, we will be there. And it's Bellevue, and it's for a district championship. It's what it's all about in high school football. Thanks for listening. Until next time, go Bears.